to save the universe?
Absolutely.
All right. That's a go.
We're gonna do this. You and me.
This will be a game night to remember.
Oh boy.
That sounds big.
It's been on my vision board for years.
I was just thinking the only thing that's missing right now is a giant crocodile.
It has begun!
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Tonight, Mega Mike the Combat Man. We got an awesome fun stream planned for you all. We are doing a stream on gaming. That means video games, board games, card games, any kind of gaming, you name it. We're going to go over it tonight, both adapted movies and original ideas for gaming movies. So I'm not here alone. I got an awesome panel for you all tonight. So let's go ahead and bring everybody up here to kind of talk about their introductions and some gaming memories. So no stranger to the channel, we got to bring in Tales from the Shelf. Mark, how we doing out there?
I'm good, man. Ready to talk some games.
Oh,
some
yeah.
Movie games, for that matter.
Oh, absolutely. And go ahead and tell us some of your experience with gaming in the past. When did you start gaming? What are some of your favorite franchises out there?
Sure. So my stepdad, I used to watch him play games like Resident Evil on the original PlayStation, and I would get pretty scared. But as I grew up, I really grew to appreciate that. We had Nintendo 64. I think that was the first console we had. Not the original Nintendo, but Nintendo 64, and then GameCube came after that, and PS2, and those three consoles in particular are very special to me. I have a lot of nostalgia for them. But Super Mario 64, probably my favorite game ever, tied with Resident Evil 4. Those are my two that kind of go back and forth on. But yeah, those two are big ones for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, see, I was never a Nintendo person growing up for the most part. I was that PlayStation guy, but I did enjoy Nintendo later on. I think GameCube was the first time I dived into Nintendo with like Super Smash Brothers Melee and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So since then, I have been a Nintendo fan, at least for Super Smash and Mario Party and Mario Kart and all those games. So.
There's so many great titles on the GameCube. I mean, the list goes on and on. I have a good collection actually over there. I still have my GameCube. I've got a good amount of games, so I do collect retro games, not a lot. I am very selective about the ones I have. I mean, if I have it, I'm going to want to play it. That's sort of my my condition. Otherwise, they're taking up space. I've got not enough room for games. I've got not enough room for movies, for that matter. So, but yeah, it's a thing I do like to have.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm limited on space as well, so if I get a game, I gotta play the game. If I know I'm not gonna play it, I can't pick it up anymore.
It can't just be for show. I actually need to be able to play it. So,
all right, let's go ahead and bring somebody else who is no stranger to the channel. You all know him. You all love him. We got Dell on games.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Having a good night, Mike?
Oh, I'm having a great night. Of course, we got to talk those game movies. I know you got a giant stack over there, so you're ready for this. But share with us first just some of your gaming memories, some of your favorite consoles, franchises. When did you start gaming out there?
All right, man. Look, I am very clearly the old man on this panel. So I honestly go all the way back to Pong. And I remember getting an Atari 2600. And it came with a cartridge called Combat that had 27 different games on it. So I go back that far. And then, of course, I was there when Pac-Man craze took over the world. So, yeah, I'm the old guy here. And I've progressed along with the consoles, probably up to PS2. And then I kind of stopped being a gamer. So I haven't really been a gamer in quite a while. But, yeah, I've spent a lot of time playing games.
Yeah, I'm kind of that same way too. With recently, I haven't been gaming too much, just occasionally, because, you know, with movie watching, that takes up so much time. Right. And games just take up a lot of time in general. It's like a game you got to dive in many, many hours. It takes like weeks to complete. And so, yeah, it's just time now. It's like, oh, movie I can be in and out in 2 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then, we got some channel debuts here, everybody. So I hope you all are excited to see all these people. They've been on other people's channels and other streams, of course, but first time to the Mega Mike the Movie Man channel. So let's go ahead and bring up the king of the 4Ks out there. We got Roger in the house. How we doing out there, Roger?
How are you? Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing, Mike?
Oh, I am doing awesome. So go ahead and tell us some of your gaming memories out there.
Well, I started off with the Wii, and I mean, Wii Sports was my favorite thing ever. Bowling, can't beat it. Nowadays, I played it recently. Baseball's the best in my eyes. Then from there, I went to PS3. The biggest game, or what got me really into games, was I'm sure you guys remember Disney Infinity, and that went on for quite some time. That was and Skylanders as well. Those two were very impactful on games to me because they really brought me to games. So Disney Infinity, Skylanders. I did the Lego Dimensions at one point, although that one wasn't as good as the others. So yeah, I've enjoyed games for a lot of my life. Recently, like I just got an Oculus today, and I've been messing around with that thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was playing Creed earlier, which was really cool. Highly recommend. And right now I play like Grand Theft Auto, but I'm not crazy into gaming. I'm more of a casual gamer, I would say, at the moment. But I do enjoy taking part in playing games. So yeah, thanks for having me once again.
Oh, absolutely. And when you mentioned Wii Sports there, I was addicted to that game when I was younger. I loved Wii Sports. All of the sports were fun. I even picked up on the Wii Sports Resort, like the Wii Sports 2. Oh my goodness, that was great. I mean, just even bowling on there was a lot of fun. So
I remember going to Redbox and renting games at Redbox for the Wii, because that was the thing they used to do. I don't think they do it anymore, but that was awesome too back in the day.
All right, and then let's go ahead and bring up. We got Dimension Scott in the house. How we doing, Dimension?
What's going on, you guys?
What's going on, man?
Having me here.
Oh, absolutely. I just saw you on KB's channel, right, for the conversation. So you're double streaming tonight.
Sure am.
But I had to get you on here. I heard you talking some Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I said, Dimension has to be on this stream. Let me contact him real quick.
Yeah, I defend that movie. I understand its problems, but I still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of fun with it too. All right, and then another channel debut. It doesn't stop on this channel, everybody. So we got Nerdy Film Girl.
Hi, how's everyone
doing?
Awesome. Yeah, this is Max, my boyfriend.
Hello.
Yes, he's on
Honored
my channel. Yeah, he's on my channel a lot, and he's really knowledgeable about video games and stuff like that. And I play as well, but he's a good addition to this. So, yeah, very excited to be here. I grew up playing super early Nintendo at friends' houses, and then I got an N64 when I was like 10, and would play a lot of that, and then got into the PS2 stuff with Call of Duty and Halo on game. What was that? Xbox, sorry. Halo on Xbox, and then, Kingdom Hearts, things like that. And always into board games, though, card games, like very into that type of thing. So,
I'm just a big Nintendo fanboy, so I ended up going over to Sony and all their PlayStations.
Yeah.
What was your go-to Nintendo game, though?
Oh, shit. Smash Brothers Melee.
Yes. Oh, that's
my shit. First GameCube game.
Yeah, I was into definitely Mario 64. I had Sega. I was very into Sega before I as well at some point in my life. Yeah, Mario 64, Mario Tennis, Yoshi's Story, Smash Brothers, Mario Party. I love. So I don't have that anymore. I think it'd be really fun for me to get that back because it's so fun for groups.
Oh yeah, like first time I played Mario Party, I will say I did not get the game at all. I was so confused. I'm like, what's going on here? So I never played it for probably a few years after that. I went back to it though. Once you get the rules of the game and the point to it, like collecting all the stars, it's a really fun game. So I love Mario Party.
Yeah.
I got Mario Party 4 right here.
Oh my god, so
nice.
cool.
These are very expensive.
Yeah.
On the GameCube, they have 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 8, I think they made on GameCube, and none of them are cheaper than like $70. It's crazy.
Wow.
So if you have any of these, hang on to them because they're
Hold on
expensive.
tight.
Yeah, those are some movies we need to see next. We need to see a Mario Party movie and a Super Smash Brothers movie. I don't know how you would do the two, but make it happen.
I want Luigi's Mansion first.
Oh,
before we
yeah.
do. That would be a cool movie to do, I think.
Yeah, that would be a great one because they
I
could
haven't
have
seen the
that
Mario movie
horror
yet.
element with it.
There might be parts of that in it. So,
All right, well, let's see who is in the chat tonight. It looks like people are going off in the comments. So it looks like we got Adrian in the house. Hello, Adrian.
What's up, Adrian?
What is up?
We got Tim Talks Talkies here. Absolutely stellar panel for the stream tonight, Mike. I'm unavailable to watch live, but I will catch the replay to hear picks from this incredible group of movie fans. Yay, we are all incredible, everyone.
Tim's incredible too.
Tim is the man.
We got yes, Tony, Basement Blues. Good evening.
What's up, Tony?
Hey.
Tony.
We even got Jerry in the chat. What's up? We got Bob. Hey, everyone. This is a great panel. Mark is a great
Bob.
guy. Caprice
Thanks,
is
man.
a sweetheart. And sorry, everybody. Unfortunately, Caprice isn't going to be here tonight. Something came up, but Dimension Scott jumped in, so that's great. Tracy is incredible. Dull is the man. And Roger, you are the future for us old people.
All right.
What kind of words, Bob?
Thanks, Bob.
Bob's the best.
We got Craig in the house saying hello. We got Darvin. I have no idea if I've ever liked any movie that are adaptations of video games. Ooh.
It's Slim
right.
Pickens.
All right.
It's Slim Pickens. So
Well, tonight's stream, we're talking more than adaptations. So who knows? There might be some movies brought up you do enjoy, Darvin. So stay tuned. We got Film Addiction in the house. What's up, Mike? What's up? Venencio. What's up, Mega Peoples? Ooh, Venencio already saying Silent Hill. Ooh. See, that's one I still haven't seen yet, but I've heard good things.
oh, it's good. It's actually very good, in my opinion.
Ooh, Dell is saying, what's up, chat? Donkey Kong, smash that like button off. Thank you so much, Dell.
Gotta do it.
I totally forgot to pull out this banner here. Totally should have done this. Fatality, that like and subscribe. Level up the panel with those super chats. And then check out memberships, the raid video content, many movie reviews, and more.
Mike, I forgot to say your intro was awesome. I really liked what you did with that.
Oh,
good,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Did everybody know all the movies?
Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. There's a wide variety.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to do on that one. So, yeah, that took some time going through all those trailers because I only picked, I think, like 8 or 9 of them to put in there. But I went through probably about 30 trailers to see what would work because I'm like, oh, wait, I like that part, but it has music. So I can't use that.
Yeah.
Find something different.
Annoying how you have to work around that.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got Mizzy E. Hey, Dimension and Tracy.
What's going on?
Mizzy.
Ooh, and we got Side Hustle Cinema. Ain't no party like a Mario Party because a Mario Party don't stop. Oh, tonight is a party for sure. All right, so we are going to get into our 5th favorite game movie. So 5th one. Mark, what do we got?
Me first? All right. We just talked about this, so I'll get it out of the way. It's Silent Hill. I've got the Scream Factory release here. This is a really underrated movie, I think. The sequel's really bad, so don't watch that. But I really like this one. The director played the games and he liked the games, and I'm pretty sure he campaigned for the job to direct this. So the passion was there for him, and that's a problem you run into, I feel like, is a lot of people make these things as a job or a paycheck, and they don't really care. But there's actual music from the game in this movie, which is really cool. If you've played the game, you're like, oh, that's the music. So that's cool. And there's like actual real like creepy, like disturbing parts, especially towards the end, especially with these nurses. There's like a really tense hallway scene. I really like this movie. And they actually announced that they're going to make a sequel with the same director. Hopefully that still happens. You know how these things go. Things get announced all the time and they never happen. But this would be, I really hope that they let him make another movie like this one. So Silent Hill, check it out.
That's a great looking slip cover right there.
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah,
Nice.
I know I just showed it off a bunch, but it's really pretty. I love it.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I got the theatrical art underneath.
Oh, that's great. See, I need to wait now for the 4K of that because 4K.
It's coming any day now.
Yeah.
You know how Scream Factory is these days.
And so I've never played the game before. Is it like a Resident Evil style? Would you compare it
So
to?
Resident Evil came first, and then Konami made Silent Hill shortly afterward. It's a little different, but it's more psychological, where Resident Evil is like just kind of like man versus monster. But they have like all these like themes and stuff, and it's like the monsters are like manifestations of his repressed guilt. There's like a lot of, you could find some real long, like hour-long video essays on the Silent Hill games. But it's a little more like cerebral. But it's like survival horror where you're like, limited ammo, you're backtracking, opening doors, stuff like that. So it's like that. They're fun games.
All right, and Dell, what do we got?
All right. So I know that this franchise is going to come up at some point, but I'm not going to go with the movie that you all are going to pick from this franchise because I know you all love that movie so much. I'm going to go with an animated version, and this is Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge.
Nice.
Now, the original Mortal Kombat, cool. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Dimension loves it. I'll leave it at that. The new Mortal Kombat, it's cool too. I actually don't mind it. But this one is the creme de la creme. It's the best of the Mortal Kombat movies as far as I'm concerned. It's straight violence. And there's not much of a tournament in this movie either for people who are complaining about that in the Mortal Kombat movies. But it is phenomenal action, phenomenal violence.
Great choice, Dell. I did not think anybody was going to pick that title. I had it ready to go. And this first round, you already pulled that one. So
nice.
You had it ready to go, too.
I haven't seen that.
It is so good.
Even
if you're not a Mortal Kombat fan, that is definitely one to check out. For animation movies, it's perfection. I love it.
HBO, one. Right? Or Max?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. It probably is, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
All right, Tracy and Max, what do we got?
Yes, so we have a combined top 5, so we're not going to do 2 and 2, so we don't keep everyone here all night. So for number 5, we chose the Sonic movie, and I think we liked it a lot because it really felt like they paid attention to the fans.
And we prefer the ugly Sonic.
Oh my God, what were they thinking? That was horrendous. But yeah, there was like moments, a lot of times where you felt like you were actually playing the game. And we're referring to Sonic 2, by the way. I should have said that specifically. We just watched it actually pretty recently, and there was a lot of great action in it, and I love the involvement of Tails and Knuckles, and the characters were really well translated, I think.
So cool to see Knuckles gliding. I just loved it because I played a lot of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
racing those chows.
That's a great game. Also on the GameCube.
Total GameCube head.
So which one did you all prefer between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2?
I think I like the first one better.
And I kind of like the second one better, but I don't know. I kind of want to combine them both into one. I think that would solve the issue that the first and second one had. But
we'll see how number 3 ends up.
I think most people like the second one better.
I'm so excited for number 3. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah,
Shadow scene was so good.
Oops, sorry.
Spoiler alert, everyone.
Sorry.
Okay, it was just a post
first time.
Anyway. He'll show up in the trailer, I'm sure. But yeah, Sonic 1 and 2, I'm always back and forth between which one I prefer. Like any day you ask me, I'll pick a different one. Today, I will say Sonic 2 just because I love the third act.
Yeah.
All right, Dimension Scott, what do we got?
This is one that I went and saw and over a year or two ago, maybe almost 2 years ago, that it was getting a lot of, it was trying to be more faithful to the games. That this is a movie that I love, but everybody hated. Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Based on the first two Resident Evil games, you got Claire, Leon, Jill, and some of the other favorites from the video games. I know a lot of people did not like some of the cast, especially Leon, but I thought they were okay for what they were given, especially Claire. And I love the way they made they got the mansion right, they got the city right, they got zombies right, and everyone calls Leon a complete idiot, but he's not useless. He's not useless in the movie. Come on, what did you expect out of him? Yeah, I had a really good time with Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City because I like how more faithful it was, and I liked how they got the mansion right and the city right. I guess it would have been better if they like separated the storylines in their own movies, and I guess I'm sad that we probably won't get a sequel to this. Yeah. I heard there's a reboot in the works.
Yeah, my biggest problem with that was that they did put both games into one movie, those first two, because they're good enough to where there's enough in those first two games that they could each carry their own movie. So I didn't like that they smushed them together.
I had that one on my list, so.
Oh, nice. See, that one I was surprised by. I only saw the movie once in theaters, and I was like, I'm fine with it, but I've only played a couple Resident Evil games, so I didn't have the nostalgia with all of it.
I have that box set, and me and my cousin, we went through every single movie back to back, and I did not like any but like the third one. I think the only one I actually enjoyed was the third one, but for some reason I really liked that one. I don't know what it was about it. It just appealed to me. So
my favorite out of those movies is Apocalypse. That started
number 2, right?
Yes.
And that's my favorite.
Yeah, it was more like Resident Evil 3 because you had the Nemesis in that movie. You
had
Jill in that movie. And stuff. You had the Lickers in that movie. And Mike Epps was so dang funny. But it really made me mad when they killed him off. Oh, man, I'm getting into spoilers.
Yeah. Nemesis was awesome, though. I love seeing Nemesis.
I didn't like what they did with him in the Mike Epps character in the third one.
All right, let's go, Roger.
All right, I'll start us off with a title that's not specifically a video game. My title's actually Tag.
Oh, nice.
The when this come out, 2018. So, reason for picking this one, first off, the cast is great, but when I first started movie collecting, the first Black Friday, like I went out to look for movies. That was the one movie I kind of went out for. So I had a lot of hype around it and wanted to see it. It's not a perfect movie, but there's definitely a lot of enjoyability out of it. And overall, it's a great feel-good movie based off a true story. So that's also really cool. So Tag, I enjoyed it. So
Tag was a lot of fun.
Oh, that movie is so good for comedies. You will definitely laugh out loud quite a few times.
It's like a lifelong game of tag that they're playing. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds funny. Like that. There's a lot you could do with that.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and there's even some moments where it does get pretty emotional. So pretty much has everything.
Interesting.
Oh, random trivia here. Does anybody know what TAG stands for? The acronym TAG. Anybody know that?
No.
Yes, Tracy.
Uh-oh.
Is it touch and go?
Yes, there you go. I didn't know if I was going to get that, but awesome. Yeah, I learned that out a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, I never knew that. But I
actually didn't realize that until I thought about it. So it's wild.
Oh, but great choice, Roger. Definitely outside the box, but that's a really fun one. All right, let's see. So I guess we are on to me now. And I will go with not a video game. We will go with a board game. So we'll go with Jumanji. Yes, everybody's favorite steelbook. This movie is great, of course. To me, just as a kid seeing this opening sequence, the kid getting sucked into the board, I was terrified of this movie. I loved all the effects in it, even though they don't really keep up that well to today. They're still fun. The Stampede is great. The Monsoon, of course. Robin Williams is just perfect in the movie. But I think everybody does a great job in this one. So, the music, the sound effects, the beating drums. Oh, such a great movie. I love Jumanji and just one of the best steelbooks ever.
That is a nice one.
Oh, yeah. I love the board game steelbook. It's just so cool.
I hate that I missed out on that steelbook.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that it was so cool. I'm like, I cannot resist. I think it was one of my first steelbooks too. So that's what got me turned on the steelbook. I'm like, if you got those kind of designs, you gotta pick up on one.
Oh yeah, good movie too. Really good movie.
Yeah,
I've got that steelbook. It's somewhere though.
I showed my nephews that movie, and they're like 7 and 9, and they really liked it. And I think that's says something about it because they mostly like animated stuff and like Fortnite and stuff like that. So they have like short attention spans, but Jumanji held their attention. So that's one that I think's aged pretty well, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just the fantasy elements to it just work so perfectly.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just so horrific too. It's like
there's scary shit in that movie.
Into the jungle, like
yeah,
and
the
then
spiders and stuff. Like that shit. That movie actually scared me when I was young.
It did. I'm telling you, it scared me. And then she just dips out on him, and he's just waiting in the jungle for like a long time.
Yeah.
So the dice read 5 or 8. In the jungle, he must wait.
Yeah. Yep. Jumanji's a classic. I figured somebody would pull that, so I've got that lower down on my list. But
yeah, I've got that on my list too.
7 to 9 is probably the perfect age for Jumanji too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they really liked it. I was surprised they didn't like leave or anything. Like they actually stayed for the whole thing. So.
Well, and also the newer ones are pretty decent too. When the first one got announced, or sorry, technically the second one got announced, I was a little worried.
I haven't seen those.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty
good.
No, Kevin Hart
surprisingly,
and The Rock are not my favorites, but I'm sure they're fun. I just haven't made them a priority, really.
They're fun, and Jack Black is really good in both of them.
Jack Black too, yes. Yeah. I do like Jack Black, so maybe I'll check it out.
I'm sure there's another one, like a second one, Xanthara. Does that ring a bell to anybody?
Xanthara, yeah.
Yeah. Is that connected to the very first one, or is that?
I don't think it is, but it plays like a remake, to be honest.
Okay.
See, that's one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, it's just like
I haven't seen either.
Really,
it's a Jon Favreau film.
Oh, see, now I want to go check it out. I'm like, person who did Iron Man, you sold me on that.
Right.
All right, let's see. We got more people joining in the chat. We got Luke in the house. What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. Yes, Luke saying, I agree. Resident Evil Apocalypse is the best Resident Evil movie. Yep. Yeah, going from that one to the next few after that, I mean, it just lost me.
But. Those first 3 are solid, I would say. I enjoy all of them for what they are.
Luke is saying Jumanji is the best. Run, it's a stampede. That part was intense. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, the new ones are fun. Yeah. Are they making a third one of that? I feel like
you know what? I was watching some video about that recently. The one director said a couple months back that they were in plans to do it. It was looking really good. And then a couple of the actors, the one who plays Jack Black's character, but before they go into the game, said that she hadn't heard anything, and if they were gonna do it, to call her. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, after the success of this Mario movie, they're probably gonna greenlight it any day.
Probably,
now. Yeah. Because the first 2, I think they were successful, right, at the box office.
The first one for sure was. That's why we got the second.
Yeah. The first one was like, the first one was shy of $1 billion. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
Yeah, they came out at the perfect time too. I think around holiday season, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
And I mean, the cast was great, perfect timing, good soundtrack. It had everything going for it. So,
Film Addiction saying welcome to Raccoon City was awesome in my opinion. Nice.
Thank you.
All right, we are now on to our fourth favorite game movie. All right, Mark, what do we got for number 4?
So this one is not a video game, but it's a more like something more like tag, in the vein of tag, but it's Ready or Not, hide and seek.
That one's really good.
This
another one of my picks.
I was proud of myself
same here.
thinking of this one. I was like, no one's gonna have this. I'm sure you guys all have it. No, I think this was the movie that introduced us to Samara Weaving. She may have had things before this, but I think this is what really made her a little more famous. And then you also got Radio Silence, the people who directed this, and then they made the Scream movies 5 and 6 that we also just got recently. And this movie's just a ton of fun. It's like, I wish we got more movies like this where it's just like a self-contained sort of story. You know, there's not a ton of like sequel bait or hooks or anything like that. It's just you get, you know, the title is what you get. You know, there's not a lot of other stuff going on. It's just a game of, hide and seek, and it's fun. It's violent. There's a lot of gore in it. So yeah, I love that movie. Ready or Not.
Yeah, that movie's way better than I expected. Like going into the theaters, I'm like, oh, it's probably a low budget horror movie, probably going to be very forgettable, but it was really fun and very creative idea.
Yeah, I think that one was. No. I'm sorry. I think that one was a big surprise to a lot of people. Like you were just saying, I don't think people thought much of it.
Yeah, that one's good. And I didn't know Radio Silence directed that one. I had no idea, so I'm like, that makes sense. So
yeah, I'm almost positive
it's Dream Jobs.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's them. Yeah, so I'm not surprised they got Scream based off of this one because it was a big fan favorite.
Tracy, have you seen Ready or Not as well? And Max?
No, we haven't, but I have been hearing people say it's quite good, so I should add it to my list.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Very good.
Definitely check
it's not too long. I think it's only like 90 minutes or yeah, it's 95 minutes. It's it's fun. It's like very fast paced.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right, on to Adele. What do we got?
All right, so he stole my thunder. I was gonna go with Ready or Not right here.
Oh, I'm sorry,
but that's okay. I'm gonna hop back on the animated train one more time, and this time I'm going with some superheroes, and I'm gonna go with Injustice.
Nice.
Ooh, good call. Good call.
So here we got the Joker, Harley Quinn running wild. They've killed Jimmy Olsen. They've taken a pregnant Lois Lane. They've hooked up a nuke to her heart monitor and put it on her. And that's just the start. Then the movie goes. I've never played the game that this is based on. So if you have, let me know because I'm just curious. But the movie I really did enjoy, and it is, if you're into DC animated stuff, go ahead and check it out.
So Del, I love the game, like Injustice, made by the same people that work on the Mortal Kombat games. The story is different. So if you have not seen the video game story played out, it is different than the animated movie. That's why the animated movie, even though I did like it, it threw me off because they do way different decisions with like certain characters like Flash and all that stuff. So it is way different.
Okay. Dude, I had seen. I've also seen that
dimension. There we go.
Look at that. I love that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had, but I'd also seen that Injustice, and you know what I'm thinking? I think they kind of had the movie planned out, and they just kind of slapped Injustice on it because they kind of saw it kind of fit in a little bit because yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it was Injustice. But
I could see that as well. I could definitely see that too.
That's a creative pick, though. I like that.
Okay, thank you.
I was not expecting that at all, Del.
Yeah.
So good call on that one. And I have it too. I have it on the shelf. I didn't even think about that one.
It took me a second. I was like, wait, is that a game? Oh yeah, it is a game, isn't it?
That's
They made two of them, as a matter of fact.
So good. I know. I want an Injustice 3. Oh, I love those games. All right, let's go to Tracy and Max. What do we got?
Yes. So we actually, our number 4 is the same as yours, Mike. It's Jumanji. I was actually on a Robin Williams stream last night at Bob's Blu-rays, and that was high on my list. And I made sure to get the board game after I saw the film. I've seen it. I haven't seen it a lot recently, but when I was a kid, I watched it all the time. I used to like hope when I had the board game that, you know, all of a sudden like monkeys or rhinoceroses would like
Right.
run through my town and my house. Yeah, I think it's just a really fun portrayal of a board game, coming to life. I think it's a really accurate description.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it was a board game before that movie, but
no, I think they
What?
made it
It was
after the
sold out every Christmas
the
in
movie.
stores.
So yeah,
Yeah, they did.
yeah.
Yeah, that board game's awesome, but I wish they would do a more like premium edition of the game.
Right?
Yes.
Like literally, they make it magnetic and the pieces move when you roll the dice. How amazing would that be? In the middle part, actually, like do it all legit from
Get- Give
Yeah,
me
I
a
would-
minute.
I would pay some good money for that one.
Oh my god.
I
Oh,
haven't
that'd
seen
be
the
awesome.
new ones, by the way, because so when you guys were talking about the new ones,
Superior version here.
Yeah.
So-
I like how they updated it with a video game aspect.
I'll,
yeah.
I'll check them
Yeah,
out.
that was a cool. I remember seeing that in the trailer, and I remember thinking that was like a good way to do it. You know, because you don't want to with Robin Williams. Because had Robin Williams, he had passed away by the time that first one came out, right?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
2016.
Right. So I remember thinking like, oh, that seems like in poor taste. Like, how are you going to do Jumanji without Robin Williams? But then the video game thing was a good way to kind of sidestep that.
Like,
Yeah, I
level
thought
up.
it was different enough so it didn't feel like they were ripping off the original. They were
Right.
just kind of paying homage to it. So I thought it worked perfectly.
Right.
No, I
Like,
think
you
it,
watch
yeah.
all of them back to back, and
A new medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for it. I had a blast with those movies.
Good
Ooh,
franchise.
look at
Oh
that
my
board
God.
game.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That one right there.
that's the 90s one? Or is that...
I do have the piece. Oh, am I muted?
Oh, no, you're good.
No, we hear you.
I do have the pieces, but as I was getting it, they fell out. So it's empty at the moment. But it does have the magnetic latch. So really nice piece.
I
And
think you're- I
I have
yours
that
is
steelbook,
fancier than
so-
mine, Roger. Because yours is a hard case, right?
Yeah, it's made out of wood.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yours is better than mine. I think mine's just like plastic.
Mine was plastic too. I've never seen a wood one. Where did you get that?
Dude, I won't even lie. Goodwill. Look, $2.99.
That's
Oh my-
Oh
That
my
makes
Wow.
it even better. It's like adds that creepiness. Like, oh, I found this random board
Haunted.
game.
Yeah.
I know. And the other good thing is I did like a promo video a while ago with that same steelbook Mike had, because since it matches really well, and obviously the steelbook is up the board game. So
Goodness.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
Wow.
that's an awesome addition. Who knows? That might be the real one,
That might
Roger.
be
Be
the
careful.
Yeah.
We don't know. That might be it.
Oh my goodness.
You can hear it rumbling.
Have you played it?
I haven't. It's just been sitting like on my shelf.
Okay, play it because like there's like animals in the house at some point.
So if Roger comes up missing, we know he's been playing.
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, it got me.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Videotape that.
All right, Dimension, what do we got?
All right, the next one is still more Resident Evil love here. This is
Nice.
the first one, you know, with Alice and a bunch of commandos. Like one of them was played by Michelle Rodriguez. She was actually my favorite one of those Team Commandos, and they got zombies. They had the lickers. They had those ugly, creepy dogs, and the music was also pretty scary too, and it was entertaining. It may not be as like it wasn't that faithful, but maybe they were trying to be somewhat faithful, but trying to do their own thing with it. Yeah, but I enjoyed the gun action, enjoyed the zombies and suspense and creepy zombies, and it was very entertaining. Paul W.S. Anderson, who actually did the Mortal Kombat movie as well. This is actually a really great steelbook.
I was so close to buying that steelbook like a Black Friday ago. I was like this close to getting it because it does look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that movie again. I think I started watching it when I was young, and it wasn't what I expected. I'm like, where's all the zombie stuff? Because it feels like a little slower pace. But then I watched the trailer again for the stream. I'm like, oh, that trailer makes it look really good. Maybe I got to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, Dimension, about them like being faithful but also doing their own thing. The first game is set in a mansion, and that movie starts in a mansion, but they very quickly leave the mansion to this like underground facility. So they're like, hey, you know, it's kind of, I feel like maybe a bit like a wink to the audience where it's like, yeah, this is not exactly what you know, so we're doing something a little different. So part of me wishes there was more mansion. I love a good like spooky mansion, but that movie's still good.
All right, and then let's go over to Roger. What do we got?
Alrighty, I'm gonna end up going with Free Guy, which came out what 21? Yeah, 21. So I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan. Not Zachary Levi. What am I talking about? Sean Levi directed it, and again, Ryan Reynolds. The whole gimmick I really enjoyed. Just because I'm sure we've all thought about that at some point. Like, what if the NPCs had a consciousness? You know, casually in Grand Theft Auto, plowing them down on the side of the street. So what would it be like to them? You know, but I really enjoy it. I had a great time seeing this in the theater, and the 4K disc is awesome. If you own the 4K disc, it looks phenomenal. So one of the better ones Disney's done transfer wise.
Nice,
that's a great movie. That's a great movie. Good pick.
Has everybody seen Free Guy on this panel?
I still have not seen that.
Mark.
It's so much better than you think.
Mark and Dimension. Check them out. Check it out.
Oh my goodness.
Am I the only one who hasn't seen it? That's not good.
You gotta see it. That was my favorite movie of that year it came out.
Wow.
By far. I love that movie. It has everything in it. Well, when I get to that, I'll talk more about it.
That was another one where that was another one where it was advertised, and I think it really surprised a lot of people with how good it was, because that was something that I was like, I don't need to see that. And then it came out and people really were loving it. So maybe I need to revisit that.
Well, and you know what's funny? When the trailer was released, I want to say in 2019, it got held back due to COVID. And I remember seeing the trailer and being so excited for it, and I just kept going along with them as they kept pushing it back. And it was almost funny as it was devastating, just because I wanted to see it so badly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you see all the promotional stuff they did for it, they did some really good promotional videos. So it was worth the wait for sure.
Yeah. Not enough people saw it though. I mean, I was in the theater twice for it. I don't think anybody else was in the theater. It was just me, but I loved it. Oh, so good. Like within the first minute, Mark, you're going to be hooked into the movie. That's that good. Start to finish.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'll make
that
it my
catchy
homework.
Music.
Yeah.
I'll make it my homework.
Oh yeah, the music is so everything's perfect. I'll talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I have the soundtrack on vinyl.
Nice.
Wow, that's
nice.
cool.
That's cool.
All right, so we're on to my number 4. Oh, I'm glad this one hasn't been chosen yet. So we're gonna go Detective Pikachu. Yes, you gotta have that Pokemon action. This movie is great. I mean, speaking of Ryan Reynolds movies, you got Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu here. This movie was so fun. It's a perfect family movie, so kids, adults can enjoy this one. It's a fun kind of adventure tale, but you got great comedy in there. But if you're a fan of the Pokemon games, seeing all the Pokemon in that live action type of form is amazing. Like when I saw Gengar and Charizard throwing down in like a UFC match in an underground club, I'm like, what can be better than this? Nothing. And then Mr. Mime doing all the comedy, and it's perfect. And then Mewtwo, once you get Mewtwo, it's just like, oh my goodness. I love that movie. It's so good. Oh, that one's so good. Has everybody seen a Detective Pikachu here?
I have seen that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't
I haven't.
seen it.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
Okay.
Tracy and Max,
It
that's
looks uncanny.
your homework right there. It's so
Okay.
good.
Dude,
Dell, you said you
I
haven't
used
seen it either?
No, I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
Dell, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Now you got homework as well. I'm telling you, anybody can enjoy that movie. Like, it's not just for kids, like the whole family can enjoy it. It is really fun. And it actually has some mystery and twist in the movie too. So it's well written, I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and especially, hey, you could also say that's based off 2 different games. It's a card game and a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everything. I mean,
Oh
Pokemon,
yeah.
last time I checked, is the most valuable IP out there. So it's
Yeah.
just so recognizable with everything. Video games, card games, shows, movies.
That made a lot of
movie
money,
games.
didn't it?
Actually, I think it did okay. It
Okay.
didn't make as much as I was hoping with, I mean, how popular Pokemon is. I mean, like, it didn't get towards Mario levels.
'Cause I was going to ask, is there supposed to be another one coming, or I don't remember.
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything on it, so I don't think it did well enough to like get a sequel green lighted right away. But I think they will go back to it now that the video game, movies seem so successful with Mario. I think they will bring it back.
Right.
So it did 433 million in total. And if you want to compare that to some other things, it did about 25 million better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So you could take that for what it is. We know we're getting another Sonic, so maybe it will end up being profitable to them.
Oh yeah, and there's so much they could do with the sequel. Like, we only got a handful of Pokemon in that first one. Like, literally, you got hundreds and hundreds of Pokemons you can use. So it's like endless what they could do. All right, let's check in on the chat here. We got Alex in the house saying, "Hey Mike, hey, what's up, Alex?" All right, we got Luke saying the Super Mario Bros. Movie is my favorite video game movie of all time. Not surprising to anyone because I'm a Mario geek. Luke, I'm so happy you love that movie. And for anybody that loves the movie, I super celebrate it. Unfortunately, I was not a fan, so I will just move on past.
Are you referring to the
The
Bob
new
Hoskins?
one?
Okay, not the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo.
I doubt it. I doubt
If someone has the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo on their list tonight, I'm gonna laugh so much. Not because it's like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like the funniest choice you could ever choose. I feel like.
You know what? I would probably have the hot take on that, and I think I would prefer that one over the new one. And all honest, I wasn't a fan of the new one. It wasn't for me. But I know everybody else loves it, and it made tons of money, so we're gonna get lots of sequels. Have you all seen it already? Everybody on the panel?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it. I in theaters because I don't want to be I hear kids screaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Even one there was a Sonic movie in theaters in costumes, and when the movie ended, a kid actually threw his popcorn near me. That's why I'm just on the fence about seeing it in theaters.
My experience was horrible, dude. I was with a couple of buddies of mine, and 2 rows down was this mom and her like 3 kids. She also had like a 2-year-old, and they were on their iPad playing some game on full volume.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, like I don't have like the wits to go over there and tell them something, but it was like I could see the screen. It was just annoying.
Yeah, I had everything in my theater. Kids screaming, crying. Tracy, did you see it in theaters?
No, yes, we did. But I wanted to say to Roger, that's really crazy because regardless if you like the movie or you hate it, it's consistently been said that it keeps like small children's attention the whole time. So the fact that mom also brought in an iPad for them like is crazy to me. On our showing, we actually went on the opening Wednesday in the early afternoon. But and our theater was pretty packed, but the very specific screen we saw it on, and this wasn't a choice, it was just the right time that we needed to see it at. Like you had to pay a little bit more money because it was like a better quality, like screen. So in our theater was like literally just all 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. Like it was just adults. And then, but we saw so many little kids at the theater in general. But so we lucked out on that.
Dude, in general, I don't know why, but last couple movies I've seen, like there was probably a 3-year-old. We saw a mom and a 3-year-old walking into John Wick. I'm like,
No.
oh, they must not know what this is, right?
It's a 3-hour movie.
I know. So I'm thinking, I'm waiting, like I'm watching the movie, obviously, but I'm also got my eye on them, and I'm trying to see when they're gonna walk out. And they don't ever walk out. I'm more surprised than anything.
That's amazing. I mean, oh my goodness! If I go to like Oppenheimer and IMAX and there's kids running around,
Well, I've been to horror movies when there's been little kids, and quick side. I mean, even in my own family, when I went to see Nightmare on Elm Street years and years ago, I was only 13. My youngest brother was 4, and we all went to see that.
Jesus.
No, the only type of movie, like, well, I mean, there was also kids in Scream, 7? Littler kids in Scream 7 and Megan, but at least I could understand in Megan a little bit. It's PG-13 and it's not as violent heavy.
And they got the TikTok dance move, so
yeah, dude, that theater was packed. I was surprised there were so many people in that movie, but
all right, let's see.
Megan is my movie of the year now.
Oh, really?
Good movie. It's a good pick.
We got Film Addiction saying Free Guy was awesome. We got Alex saying Free Guy was so good and just overall a super creative movie. I agree. Had everything. And it was original type of idea. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I don't like it, originality goes a long way. I'll respect that.
Alex saying Mr. Mime scenes. Ha ha ha. Yeah, they were funny. 'Tis a fun watch. Yes, it is. Yep. Film Addiction. Detective Pika Pika was really good. Great theater. I'm telling you, that movie is so fun. Alex saying I enjoyed both the Sonic movies a lot. I agreed. Had a good time with them. Oh, we got Steve Mars. Greetings, gentlemen, and Flip.
Steve, what's up?
Alex saying movie theater experience has been ruined a lot lately by other moviegoers. Yeah, especially because you got people returning back to the theaters now, and they maybe don't know like theater etiquette. They're not used to it. I don't know. That's why. That's my theory. Who knows?
I've been going. I try to go catch the last showing of the day on like a Monday night because I don't think many people will be there. So that's what I'm going to do for Evil Dead. But just for example, I'm not going to go this weekend. And then like I just feel like it's better, you know.
Yeah,
I'd rather just sit there by myself and maybe like 2 other people.
Yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to a packed theater and then also a very light theater.
But it's like if the audience is respectful, I would like to be in a good theater because it's fun. But if it's not, I'd rather not take the chance, you know?
Dude, I had a great theater experience on Monday, actually. I was at the Regal Mystery movie, which ended up being Sisu. And it was so cool when I got there. Everybody was standing around talking about the movie they thought it was going to be, which was just awesome. People were chatting about movies, you know. The theater was packed. Everyone was right next to each other, but it was great. Everyone left happy too, which was awesome. So I know everyone thought it was going to be Evil Dead, which it wasn't. So I'm sure there were some people who were disappointed, but
those those mystery movies at Regal are cool. I saw Missing that way, and it was fun. I was like, I think it's a cool idea, and the tickets are very cheap too. It's like $5. So
yeah. Well, if you go on Reddit, there's a whole community just for that of people who go to every one. Yeah, and they talk about what they think the next one will be. They talk about which one was the best. So yeah.
Regal's my theater that I go to, so I like that they do that.
All right, so we are now into top 3 here. So our third favorite game movie here, Mark. What do we got?
Right. I got 2 here. I'm gonna decide on the fly which one I do because I feel like this one may get picked this round. But I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with Clue.
Nice.
Clue is so much fun. You got Tim Curry in here, Christopher Lloyd, Susan Sarandon. This is just such a fun, like frantic movie. The energy of this movie is like through the roof. And it's got a lot of adult humor. I don't know that I would say that this is for kids. And it's actually got 3 different endings because the nature of Clue can change from game to game. And they have 3 different endings that will play on this Blu-ray in particular. And they did this in theaters too, by the way. When this movie came out in theaters, different people saw different endings depending on where you were. So, Mrs. Professor Plum would be, the killer, or Miss Scarlet, or what have you. So I love that as a concept. I think that's a really cool idea. And the movie itself is just super fun. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Clue, watch it for Tim Curry alone because he is just great in it. So yeah, Clue.
Yeah, I've heard that idea for that movie. I've never seen it, but the different endings seems really interesting to me. I'm surprised more movies haven't tried that gimmick out. I would think maybe other movies would have tried that, but I can't think of any other one that has.
There's been a couple. The problem you run into though is just the budget to shoot multiple endings.
That's why.
Adding to it, yeah.
Yeah, another thing too is I feel like you could get away with that in the 80s when that came out because you didn't have the internet and people wouldn't, and the organic conversations you would have with people in real life where you both saw the movie but you saw different endings is you don't get that really in the internet age, I don't think.
Yeah, all the endings would be up on YouTube a week before.
Yeah, well, and people would want to know they want to know what's the definitive ending. They don't want, people don't really like ambiguity. I don't think they want to be told exactly what happened.
All right,
that's the one disadvantage to movies nowadays. Like Spider-Man: No Way Home was blown. I had known everything about that movie months before it had come out. Yeah. So when I had finally seen it, it was still cool. But it wouldn't have been the same if I hadn't known,
That's why I avoid a lot of trailers and I avoid movie news as much as possible because I want to go in as cold as possible. I mean, I'll watch one trailer for a movie, but I'm not watching, the second trailer release and the third trailer release and the third trailer teaser for the fourth trailer. I'm not doing all that.
Has everybody seen Clue? Just for my own personal
I haven't, no.
No,
I haven't either.
Long ago, I saw it. I can't even remember much from it now, but I played the game a lot. I knew
it's good. It's very funny.
All right, so looks like we got a super chat in here from Film Addiction with the $1.99 super chat. Great stream, guys. Film Addiction. I only have one thing to say to that.
Woohoo! Nice.
Yay. Thank you so much, Film
Nice.
Addiction. I appreciate you
That's
supporting the channel. Thank you so much. All right, now on to Dell. What do we got?
All right, so I talked about how all the old school games that I played, all the old. I also grew up in that era where we got together and played a lot of board games and just games in general. And so this movie, they don't play they usually play board games, but they decided to change it up for the plot of this movie, which is where the plot of the movie kicks in. And they're going to have a murder mystery game for their game night.
Nice.
And of course, things go sideways in a hurry. Jason Bateman is hilarious as usual. And the whole cast is outstanding. It's one of the best comedies of recent memory as far as I'm concerned. So I really had a blast with this one. If you haven't seen Game Night, definitely check it out.
Couldn't agree more, Del. That is one of your comedies in general lately. Just the past decade or however long have been kind of lackluster.
Bad.
Game Night is with the exception, I would say.
Yeah, Game Night is definitely an exception.
Jesse Plemons is hilarious in that.
Oh, so
good. He is awesome. I said that whole cast just kills it in that movie.
The whole Tostitos Frito-Lay thing is
oh goodness,
kills me every time.
Yeah, and then with the dog, with the blood, that's a great moment. This is so much worse, and then he just leaves.
I don't have that Blu-ray.
The whole side plot of the woman having the affair with Denzel Washington.
I need to buy that. I don't own that, and I need it.
Me too. I need it in the collection for sure. Yeah, we need more movies like that. Let's get some more comedy.
Yeah, more good comedies anyway.
All right, Tracy and Max, what do we got?
So Mike is not going to like this, and I know it's a very divisive film, but we chose the Mario film. We personally absolutely loved it. We didn't think it was a perfect movie, but we thought for what it was trying to do, it accomplished that, and it made us even more excited to play more Mario games when we got home.
Yep.
And even prior, leading up, like it felt like such a big event, and I'm really excited to see what they do moving forward with the Mario franchise. I think it kind of set up the groundwork pretty well. So, yeah, we chose that as number 3. It really did feel like the most, as far as fans go, like that fans got at least what they wanted, as far as maybe not story and plot, but like as far as like Easter eggs, and it felt like there was some care that was put into the film. So
chock full, and
yeah,
we ended up getting out our Wii U because of it.
Yeah,
and I realized it's right next to us.
Yeah,
bringing it back.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm definitely in the minority opinion on the Mario movie, so I acknowledge that. Everybody loves it. But I do like the point of the fan moments and the Easter eggs. That is one part of the movie I did really like, because you had so many references in there to so many different Mario games. That part I did really enjoy. Yeah.
That's all but guaranteed to get a sequel because of all the money it's made, right?
Oh, it's going to have 4 sequels at this point.
So that's
we need more Yoshi.
Yeah.
I love Yoshi.
And there's a lot they can do with it. Like, they have so many characters from those games they can work with. So.
There's a lot of source material to work with.
Oh, yeah. So much potential. And the reason, I guess, why I didn't like it, just I felt the story was a little simple. Like, I don't know. I wanted more. I definitely saw the potential there. So I'm hoping in a sequel we do get a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think since the games are really simple, that they kind of wanted to stay pretty true to the first game, or in the sense of the story. So, but as we've seen in the other games, the stories do get better. So that's probably how it ended up being, for sure.
Like hit it straight down the middle, play it safe kind of thing. Which
yeah,
is, right. Especially after the Bob Hoskins one. It was they didn't want to get too crazy.
That's true.
You know, they wanted to
sometimes
really
the safe play is the best way to go.
And there was a lot of money invested just because of the new parks they're opening. Like this movie, like needed to be a hit so that people would go to Universal and go to Nintendo World and things like that.
I still need to go there. I'm so excited to check out Nintendo Land. I'm like, I need to go. I need to go.
No, I'm really glad it's making a lot of money for sure.
I mean, it's great just for film fans in general and like video game fans, because now we're going to get tons of video game movies. So whatever video games you loved in the past, now they got a chance to be made into a movie. So it's definitely a great thing.
Please make my sequel, please.
I want Grand Theft Auto.
Oh goodness, that's definitely a hard R right there.
That would be a tricky one to adapt, man. Because like, what do you do? Like, is it just a heist? Is it just a heist movie? Is it set in the 80s with like?
I think that's how I would approach it, Mark. I would. They would have to go the heist realm with it. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be a tough one. I think. Because when I play Grand Theft Auto, I just drive down the sidewalk. Like that's what
I do.
That's not a good 90-minute movie, probably. So I don't know what you do with that.
I just cause destruction in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My only Grand Theft Auto game is Vice City.
Yeah.
Vice City would be cool because you could get the 80s sort of, that would help to distinguish it, I think, from just your typical heist movie.
Oh yeah, if you can get some really good production and costume design behind it,
some neon in there.
Well,
I feel like a lot of the car stunts in John Wick 4 actually were reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto. Some of those scenes
towards the end where he's running towards and they're like in that circle thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I think they would do really well if they did what's it called, the heist movie, but. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. I had something there, and then I was going, and then I lost it. So
Grand Theft Auto makes so much money just as a game anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that they need to make a movie personally, but
that's what I was gonna say. They did it it came out on like the 360, then the Xbox One. Now it's on the new Xboxes. It's like on PlayStation.
13 years we've had GTA 5. It's nuts.
I know.
It's nuts. So. I think they're doing all right.
Oh, they're more than all right.
Yeah, they're doing all right without any movies, I think.
Or it could work as a good TV show.
Perhaps.
Yeah, get a lot of side quests.
Dimension Scott, what do we got? Number 3.
We were at
number 3.
3. All right. My number 3 is based on where you play as a beautiful female with 2 guns. You walk around, shoot enemies, and discover tombs. If you probably have guessed that by now, based on the Tomb Raider games, like this one here. The 2018 release of Tomb Raider starring Alicia Vikander.
Oh, nice.
This is more accurate to the Tomb Raider reboot games. Yeah, I like Alicia Vikander. I like how it was more trying to be more. This was more real, more realistic, and more faithful to the to these Tomb Raider games. I thought Alicia Vikander made a good casting choice. Unfortunately, they lost the rights to this one, so you won't see a continuation to this one. But Alicia Vikander, she did a really good job as playing Lara Croft, more accurate to this version of Tomb Raider, looking for her missing father, who presumed dead. And there were puzzle solvings, there were tomb discoveries, and there was some action. It's a little fun. And it's unfortunate we won't see a continuation, because I think they were going to set up one, maybe more based on the following to this one. So yeah, Tomb Raider from 2018. I enjoyed it for what it was.
I really liked that game for the 360. I was too young for the original Tomb Raiders, but that one for the 360, I really liked that game.
Yeah, I think that movie is underrated. I think
so too.
Decent, at least for an origin story. Like, I thought it was a good setup origin movie, and I thought a sequel could have been really great. So, yeah, disappointed they didn't continue with it, because they had something there. Yeah.
And she was a good casting choice too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was. She was.
I don't even think the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies don't hold up to me.
No, it's funny. I've actually been like curating my collection a lot lately, and those 2 movies are movies that I look at and I'm like, I feel like your spots are going to go to somebody else pretty soon, because these, I have never watched them since I bought them, but I'm like, yeah, you guys got to go soon. Like, I'm not going to watch you guys. I'm sorry.
They're dumb fun for me. I like them for what they are.
Yeah, it's like, but then I'm like, I'm so like sentimental sometimes. I'm like, yeah, if I get rid of them, maybe I will want to watch them down the line. So it's hard.
Did you guys hear today that they announced Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie will be in an action film together, kind of versus spy kind of thing?
I did see that. Yeah, like Bourne versus Bond.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that is cool.
I'm still waiting on Salt too, but that's another
Salt.
Yeah.
I did hear they're going to reboot the Tomb Raider for a 3rd time with a new actress.
Oh, wow.
It's been 5 years. It's time,
Right.
With the way things move nowadays,
they need to give Resident Evil a break, though, because they did the 2021 remake.
Yeah.
Then they did the Netflix show, which was just awful.
Roger,
and now they're trying to redo it again.
As a Resident Evil fan, I just don't even want to talk about it, man. It's just so frustrating for me. Like, it's like right there, just make that first game a movie. And that's what that is so frustrating about that 2021 version, is it was like this close to greatness, but they just didn't quite understand the assignment, if you know what I mean.
And you know what shocks me? You guys can correct me here if I'm wrong, but have the Resident Evil movies ever been like super successful? Like, why do they keep making so many of them? Like, I guess Marvel and superhero movies, like, they've been successful, so we're getting tons of it, right? Overflow. But Resident Evil movies, have they really been that successful?
Those Mila Jovovich ones were made a ton of money. I think.
They did.
Yeah.
They made 6 of them, so like
globally,
and I don't think the budgets were super high on those either.
That's probably why.
It was probably a case of like diminishing returns, but they still made enough to where it justified making more.
Lionsgate, who put those out?
That was Sony.
Yes,
that's Sony. Oh my.
Dude, the last one is so bad though. Like, when we were doing that marathon, we got like 50 minutes in. I got up, I turned the TV off. Like,
Damn.
Red Letter Media has a video. I don't know if you guys know Red Letter Media on YouTube, but they have a video where they watched all of them. And I would say just watch that video instead of watching the movies because their reactions are very funny.
What was the last one? I think I missed that one completely. That wasn't Welcome to Raccoon City?
No, it was
the final chapter.
Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally skipped over that one. I didn't even know that one came out.
You didn't miss anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
But no, they rebooted it after that, and we're supposed to be getting another reboot, I heard. Didn't it? Didn't that
according to
announced like a
Quincy
couple of days
Films.
ago or something, or a week ago maybe?
Yay.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
Silent
it's
Hill,
kind
though.
of-
I'm holding out for Silent Hill. That's all I got anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder why more movies they don't follow the video game storyline. It feels like a lot of them like to try to subvert expectations or do something way different. But a lot of the times, the game has a good story.
Yeah,
like, just follow the game. It's like,
Yeah,
what
just do
isn't
that.
Resident Evil 4 like a really good
Straight
fun
up. That's
game
what I went.
story?
Leon.
Like, just do
Yeah.
a movie.
I'm actually
off
playing
game
the-
to follow that.
I was playing the remake of that. The remake just came out not long ago.
Excellent.
You playing it, Max?
No, I want to get it for PS5 though.
It's very good. It's very good. That's one of my. I said at the start of this, Resident Evil 4, the original, is like my favorite game of all time. So I've been.
Yeah, I got it when it was GameCube exclusive.
Yeah, and now it's everything. It's probably on my.
That's on Oculus, isn't
A
it?
calculator. It's got a ported.
TI-84.
Yeah,
You have
Texas
Resident Evil on your calculator?
I'm being hyperbolic. They've made so
You
many
can do
ports.
that?
They've ported the game like a million times, and it's ironic because it was originally supposed to be exclusively
one.
for GameCube.
Yeah.
And then that didn't last very long.
Capcom made a deal, and then they're like, well, I guess no.
Yeah, they were like, well, we're leaving a lot of money on the table by not having it on PlayStation 2 and then PlayStation 3.
Spread
And
like wildfire.
yeah,
So-
and it's just such a good game that it kept
True.
selling and selling. So like, yeah, put it on that.
Probably why.
Put it on that.
All right, so Mike, I think I got an answer to your question, kind of sort of about the money part. I was just looking something up, and the question somebody put out was, were the Resident Evil movies a success? And the answer was, it was once the highest grossing film series based on a video game, the highest grossing zombie film series, and the highest grossing horror film series.
Wow.
Although it has since been surpassed in all those categories. And looking at what they actually made, they were pretty mostly in that $50 to $60 million range as far as box office goes.
Wow.
Oh, the budgets had to have been super low then on them,
Yeah.
right? About like 10 million around there.
Probably
Yeah.
so.
All right, 4K. What do we got?
Alrighty, so in 1993, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo put out a little movie called The Super Mario Bros. And I know. So I actually dropped a figure. Now this isn't from the original; it's from the new one, but I had it here, so I thought I'd show it. I grew up on this movie. This originally, this is where I knew the Mario Bros from, and I recently watched it again, and the movie is fucking horrible, but I really enjoy it. It's definitely guilty pleasure. I did enjoy it more than I enjoy the new one. And yeah, I could watch the movie over and over again. I don't see it getting very old. Also, I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, and that's where they filmed the movie. And I'm very fascinated by the behind the scenes of this movie, specifically with the fact that both of them were drunk for like 50% of the filming. And I think that's very fascinating. Also, it speaks a lot to what ended up being the final product. But yeah, all the behind the scenes, you can find multiple videos out there. It's very crazy, some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes. I live where it was filmed, and I believe you guys know that part when I forget what her name was, but she gets shocked into the side of the wall, and her skeleton's kind of on the wall there. That same statue is in one of our bars, like over here in Wilmington. So I think that's really cool as well.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So Roger, now the way I heard that, it was not that the movie's bad because they were drunk, but they was drunk because they knew they were making a bad movie. That's the way I always heard it.
That's a really good way of putting it.
They went and got drunk because they knew it was going to be crap. And they were like,
well, and while I'm at it, I can also show off. I do have this Mario, and I got the Bowser. It's kind of huge, but yep.
Tracy, your face when Roger pulled that title was hilarious. Oh my goodness.
But he explained it well. So he explained why he likes it. I get it.
I haven't seen that in probably over a decade, so I don't remember a damn thing about it, other than Dennis Hopper's being insane.
I think it's funny that John Leguizamo refuses to watch the new one, and I feel like he's just mad they didn't ask him back. Like, it's really bizarre. He's talking to press like, I'm never going to see that movie. It's like,
well, I think what his problem was there was no diversity in it, which is a valid criticism. But yeah, I don't know.
They try to get technical, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy was born, in Spain or something." Like,
she's from South American, I think.
Something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
she has a British accent. It's like at that point, it's like
he's trying to cancel it or something.
But John
Leguizamo. He is in it, and he's a black man, so I don't know. I guess they wanted more like actual Italians playing the roles. Maybe that's what his problem was. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny.
No, yeah, I've seen some like interviews and stuff of him on the side of the street talking to people, and I think he's just mad he didn't get invited back for sure. I really like John Leguizamo.
We love him.
Yeah. So I don't blame him. Like I could see why he's kind of butthurt, but I don't think he should be acting like that. Besides the point, I like him as Luigi. I think he played a good Luigi.
Totally.
Also Bob Hoskins, he was a pretty decent Mario, I think. I think the casting for Mario and Luigi was actually pretty spot on. And if they were to do another live action movie, hopefully it'd end up better. Although now with the success of the new one, I don't think they ever will.
I don't see that ever happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, a legacy sequel. It can happen. It brings them back.
Well, they ended the first movie ended off set up for a sequel. So and they were expecting it to do well. What's it called? Princess Peach or whoever the princess was came back and they're like, I need your guys' help. And he's like, all right, I'm ready. And they go out the door. So
at least John Leguizamo was in like really great films this past year, like The Menu and the Christmas
Violent Night.
Violent Night. Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
His character doesn't die in John Wick, right? Why wasn't he in 4?
Because he's not allowed to like help him out, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice to see him a little, like just.
I agree. I love him in those.
Just a quick shot or something.
Well,
yeah.
You know what? I'm sure since they haven't killed him off on camera, not John Wick. I mean, Leguizamo. So I'm sure that they'll end up doing something with him. They're doing so many spinoffs and
the Continental
sequels and
Ballerina
and prequels. Dude, because there's no way they're gonna let a franchise like that go. So
I don't know. Well, let's not go down. I could go down a whole John Wick.
All right. So my number 3 here, and I'm surprised nobody's chosen this title yet. So I'll pull Ready Player One all day. Nice. This movie is great, directed by the good Steven Spielberg. So entertaining, a fresh idea once again with all the virtual reality in the Oasis. I love seeing that environment. And we talk references. I mean, this movie has so many references. It has Mortal Kombat references in there, has Superman references. I mean, it just has everything. I mean, Chucky, you got Chucky in there. It is fantastic. The ending battle scene is like one of the best video game battles I've ever seen.
Dude. With Iron Giant and a Gundam.
Godzilla. I mean, oh my goodness.
It's like a kid playing with his toys. Like there's just
it's amazing. It is amazing. And how they tied into the Easter eggs with, you know, like the adventure game, and then The Shining. You got The Shining in there.
That Shining.
Oh yeah,
that is the best part for me.
Creepy. I mean, it had everything. It just for pop culture, just had everything. I love that movie. I'm surprised a lot of people don't talk about it anymore, but I thought it was amazing. Visually very stunning. Oh, there you go.
I mean,
you got it.
I love how accessible it is, like to anybody really.
Yeah.
Like me and my grandma watched it a couple of years back, and she loved it, you know. And so for her to understand a movie like that, hey, good job, Steven Spielberg. You did it.
It's got so many references to old games too, like Joust and things like that. But then you've also got your Mortal Kombats and your Iron Giants and Gundams. Like, if you don't recognize at least one thing from that movie, then you've been living under a rock since.
And not just old games. I mean, just pop culture in general. It's just so many references to decades and decades of it. So yeah, you got to recognize something in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also,
it's a visual feast.
And it's done
also
way
the soundtrack
better than the new Space Jam had a bunch of that stuff too, but that was just like all slapped together.
Warner Brothers property.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Ready Player One actually had a good story and
Exactly.
themes and messages. Like, I love the ending where it's like, okay, this is how the Oasis world's going to be, but hey, one day we're gonna have off from the Oasis so we can get that human interactivity still. So I thought it was just so well done.
Yeah,
those references were great. The Clark Kent glasses for the disguise. I mean,
the soundtrack is very good too, Roger, like you were saying.
Yeah. Hey, if I give my opinion on Space Jam Legacy, I'll probably be kicked off the stream. So I won't go there.
Yes, Roger with the hot takes tonight. Love it.
It's Ready Player One too. Yeah. When I first got my like sound bar and subwoofer that I have in my other room, Ready Player One was the movie I picked to like test it. Particularly the opening, the first race with like, you know, the dinosaur and the King Kong coming out, and then the club scene later where they're at the club and they play like the Bee Gees. It's a visual and the auditory like just treat. There's a lot of good stuff going on in that.
Yeah, I could imagine if they made like an Oasis game off of it. Like, how cool would that be to get all
VR?
All the licenses for all the different characters, which that would be really difficult. But hey, that'd be super cool.
Now that I think of it, that's such a missed opportunity that there's not a Ready Player One VR game. Like, beyond missed opportunity.
They made a second book. There's a Ready Player 2, so I would be cool if they made a sequel. I don't know what happens in that book, but
I've read the first book, and it, you know, I like the movie better.
I've heard it's very different.
Yeah.
All right, we got Alex in here. That Black Mirror movie had like choices throughout the movie. I think altogether there was like 8 or 9 hours worth of footage to view between choices.
Oh yeah, like with the clue we were talking about, right?
Yeah, like one of those choose your fate goosebump books.
Oh, I love those. Those were cool.
Oh, we got Tony's movies and more. Hey everyone, how's it going tonight?
What's going on, Tony?
Tony. Saw you on the live stream I was on.
And then we got Craig saying an old movie that was good was Clue. Yep, Clue was brought up. Yep.
Cluedo.
Yes, it was.
Uncharted is another one I enjoyed. So I love the Uncharted video games. That's one of my favorite franchises of all time, you know, growing up with PlayStation and all that. I liked the movie overall, but I did have some issues with it. I wish it stuck more close to the game, but hopefully in a sequel. Film Addiction saying great casting for the Super Mario movie, but I don't think it would be 10 times better if we were drunk while watching it.
It tends to make most movies better.
And then Film Addiction, Ready Player One was awesome. That movie screamed awesomeness. I'm telling you, in the theater, like everybody cheering. Oh, it was awesome.
What's the name of the creator, that actor?
Oh, that's Mark Rylance, isn't it?
Mark Rylance. We love him. Oh my god,
he's great. He was good in Bones and All. Did you see that?
No.
He's like the villain in that, and he's very good. He's very
Oh, that's the same person. I had no idea. I didn't make
he's
that
very
connection.
creepy in that movie. It's
oh my goodness,
it's weird. His character's weird.
There's a villain in Bones and All? I thought that was like a rom-com.
No, it's definitely not a rom-com. There is a villain.
Roger. Make no mistake, it is not. Don't watch that one with your grandma. I'll just say that.
Rom-coms can have villains too, though.
Yes.
He's definitely a villain in the more traditional sense. I don't want to say much about it if you haven't seen it.
All right, so now we're getting into our top 2, right? Runner-up, second favorite game movie. Mark, what do we got for that number 2 action?
I'll go with this one. I'm gonna go with The Running Man.
Ooh, nice.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Got the cool 4K steelbook here. This was a movie I watched when I was really young. I probably shouldn't have watched this at the age that I did, but same with Mortal Kombat. Like that was one that I watched too when I was pretty young. But this is like, if you haven't seen Running Man, it's like a dystopian future where there is a game show called The Running Man, and they will put like criminals and stuff on there, and they'll make them pretty much just like fight to the death. And they wear these like awful jumpsuits, like right here. Yeah, no, it's just a lot of fun. It's very 80s. There's a lot of like neon and bright lights and stuff like that. And it's nostalgic for me because I watched it as a kid. It holds up well, but I wouldn't say it's like one of Schwarzenegger's best movies or anything. But yeah, I really enjoy The Running Man.
See, that's one I still need to see. I definitely need to get that 4K, but the steelbook's not available anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I jumped on that one when it came out.
Yeah, I almost thought you had the slipcover for that one, Mark, because I didn't realize the steelbook came with a slipcover.
It's a nice thing they're doing now where, and there's the back too, where they have slipcovers with their steelbooks, and it's different art on it, which is a nice touch.
And I apologize if you said this during what you said about the film, but it's definitely like a precursor to the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
No, yeah, I didn't mention that, but yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, that sells me on the movie right there. Nice.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger, I don't want to get too into the plot, but he's falsely convicted of like a crime. He's been set up, so he's like working to like clear his name in the process of surviving this game. And there's like, it's kind of like professional wrestling where they've got like these characters. There's like a Sub-Zero. He's like a guy who like rides around on ice skates, and but they're like killing people. That's the hook. So like Schwarzenegger's just like running through all these people, and they're like sending like their best people at him, and he's just taking them all out. Hopefully that's not.
I'm sold on it. We got Hunger Games, Sub-Zero. I mean, that sounds like
not to be confused with Mortal Kombat, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they're like different themed villains.
That's cool. So it kind of has like that superhero aesthetic where it's like you got those.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
like American Gladiator.
Yeah, exactly. And then Schwarzenegger also has a beard in it at one point, which is a strange sight. So it's worth seeing for that. I don't know how often he did that, but I don't know that it works, but that's probably why he doesn't do it. But yeah.
All right, Del, what do we got? Number 2.
All right, so I wanted to talk about a movie that not many people have seen, and this movie is not based on a specific game either. So, and it is called Cheap Thrills. So,
oh my god, so good.
What happens in the movie is this guy right here, he's kind of down on his luck guy, and so is his buddy, and they run into a couple who's out celebrating and who have a lot of money, and this guy and his girlfriend, they just start throwing around money for like meaningless tasks while they're at this bar. It could be, and it's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember specific tasks, but it could be something like, hey, go up and say hi to that girl over there, and then he'll give him $100 for that. And he's pitched the two guys against each other, and the tasks just become crazier and crazier and crazier until, it involves just the most insane tasks that you could imagine. And of course, at the end, there has to be a winner between our guys here and here. So whoops, here and there we go. So they're just doing crazy things to outdo each other and win money from this guy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous right now. You beat me to it, man. Come on now.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
I've never seen that cover.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that.
Oh well, actually, you have that cover.
Oh, is it on
So
the
if you,
inside?
it is
scrolling
on the
right now,
inside.
see? It's
Oh,
behind.
There you go. Yeah, but no, he's
Yeah,
right.
it's
This movie's
behind all
100%
that, so
great,
I never looked at it.
and he beat me to it. Look,
Cool. I've never seen that movie. I remember hearing about it, and then I just forgot about it.
dude,
Yeah, check it out.
it was like at every Dollar Tree within 100. You know, you could find that at every Dollar Tree like a year ago. Now
Yeah,
I
that's where I
can't
got
find it
mine
anywhere. No.
You can still find it in some Dollar Trees, but I think a lot of times I'm coming across it now as DVD.
I
Mm-hmm.
like the clear case that it comes with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you had found this at Dollar Tree, the dollar would have been worth it just for the case.
I've
So you
gotten
know,
I've gotten some good stuff from Dollar Tree in the past.
Yeah, I have as well.
Oh yeah,
And I
Dollar
mean,
Tree
yeah.
will definitely surprise you. Like sometimes they even have slip covers with some Blu-rays. So
Oh yeah.
I think the best movie I ever got there was Her with Joaquin Phoenix. That was one that I was really happy to pay $1 for that one.
Hot take: I do not like that movie like at all. I don't.
He's out, guys. He's out.
Dude, you are just filling with the hot takes tonight, Roger.
I know,
dude.
I respect.
Dude,
that's not a movie for everybody.
When I opened, I really wanted to do this. I wanted to do this, but I couldn't find the movie at the time. I wanted to take this and just kind of to open up, but you know, I couldn't find it. But
I mean, compared to the '93 original, or is it
95,
95,
which I will be getting into that one for sure. But Tracy and Max, what do we got?
Yeah, well, actually, I want to preface this by telling Dell that every time we watch one of your videos, we are always like in awe of your beautiful Criterion "Do the Right Thing" that you always have in your shot on, like to the, I guess it'd be to the right of you.
crown
So we just
jewel.
wanted you to know that we love it, and we want to get our own as well. I don't know if I guess we could, but you're literally the first person that we saw how like nice. It's like a thick kind of bookcase, right? It's very nice. I'd like to see the full thing, not on a shelf. It looks amazing. So we went with actually a film that really incorporates the arcade experience to the maximum, and that is Wreck-It Ralph. I always thought that it just really depicted what it's like to do the traditional arcade games really accurately. The story is really great. John C. Reilly's great. The voice acting is fun. And I think the concept really rings true. It has like an 80s nostalgia factor. I don't know if you want to say anything you like about it.
Candyland vibes, and I'm not ashamed to say that I cried at the end with Princess Vanellope. I can't even. I was like, she is a Disney princess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just like the whole, like the whole, like, the game that he's in and the game that he wants to be in. It's just really smart, and it's a really great take to me on arcade games.
It brought back that retro nostalgia vibe. We all
Yes, perfect.
Nice.
There you go. Dell has it. Let's see that, Dell.
Very cool. Yeah. We're jealous.
There it is.
You got the goods.
Yes.
Yeah. What a find.
And thank you very much for the words about the do the right thing over here. It is.
Yes.
Let's do that again. Oh, yeah, let's do that.
It's
Just
so beautiful.
Unbox that bad boy.
Oh my god! Wow, that's
and it
so
opens
cool.
up. It's got a booklet in there, a pretty thick book in there.
That's a big booklet.
Yeah.
Wow,
Damn.
that is so cool.
They weren't playing around with that booklet.
Criterion.
No, they were not. They were not.
Dude, that I have that release as well. It's nice. I don't know where it's at though. I was telling them behind the scenes I'm getting some new shelving, right? And so I'm sitting in this corner. I just have Blu-rays everywhere in stacks. Like it's
Roger, I wasn't sure what was going on. I didn't know.
We're wondering.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know if that's just how you have them all the time, and I wasn't going to say anything, but I was like, that's certainly a choice. So I'm very
That's how he rolls, man.
I'm very relieved that you actually have some shelves over there. Those look like nice
yeah.
shelves.
It's because I got a shit ton of Funko Pops and they take up way too much room. Yeah. So I had to move them all. Like I put up a shelving unit on my wall, like above, like on the ceiling. So I could put those there and put the movies out on the floor. Or on the shelf. So
That's
It's a work in progress.
Too fast about those Funko Pops. Like literally, that's what this whole room is dedicated to. I have no movies by me in this room at all, except what I pulled for tonight.
Wow.
And
the rest is all Funko Pops.
Wreck-It Ralph was actually on my list as my number one, but I did have the holographic 3D release. I don't know where it's at, but
Cool.
Yeah, that movie's a lot of fun. Like, I love the villain scene when they're in that like meeting, and Zangief is like, just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
That guy, right?
Well, and it was awesome to see Bowser in that at the time.
Yes.
Seeing Bowser in that movie was awesome. Sonic, and I mean, now we obviously have better versions.
Video games in the movie.
Licensing,
that goes a long way. Yeah, when you can actually get stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought both of them were good. I know the second one gets a little bit more hate, but I thought the second one was pretty good too.
I did too. I like the second one as well.
Breaks the
Dimension. What do we got?
All right, my number 2 is one that's based off the greatest fighting game that changed the world of video gaming forever. I know you just brought this one up, Roger, and I actually defended this one in a video before. Came to theaters, came to HBO Max because of pandemic reasons, and that is Mortal Kombat 2021. I love Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero, he was a beast in this movie. And I thought Kung Lao was awesome in this movie. Kung Lao, they got him so right in this movie. And I cannot understand why do people crap about Cole Young in this movie who has nothing to do with the video games. You people who defend like the Resident Evil movies with Alice who had nothing to do with the games want to defend that. But you want to give crap to Cole Young in this movie, which is totally unfair. I heard the actor, he loves the video games. He was so happy to be part of this project. For those of you who don't know, that we are getting a sequel to this movie that we're going to start filming in a few months. So I cannot wait for that. So Mortal Kombat here is entertaining. It's a fun setup as your fun action fighting sequences. It has fun special effects, and it has like Shang Tsung, your soul is mine, and Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, and they set up Sub-Zero to become new Cybot.
Well, I will say I am excited for the new one, even though I really dislike the first one, just because that one's a lot of setup for me personally, and I do like Mortal Kombat, but I haven't even seen the the original ones yet. So yeah, but
not having that, dude.
But I think the second one they do will be drastically better, just because they've already gotten through the whole setup.
Yeah, I respect the decision to not put the tournament in the first one. That kind of takes some balls, I think, because it's like, if we didn't get a sequel, it'd be real awkward that there's just this Mortal Kombat movie without the tournament. Is kind of weird, but yeah, hopefully. I like that first one. It's fine, but I think it's a little bit too much setup, like we were saying.
Now, and I haven't seen this yet, so it's not one of my picks. I was just wondering, has anybody seen this? It's Legends Snowblind.
It's fun. To me,
I still gotta pick that one. I gotta pick that one up. Still gotta pick that one up one day.
Yeah, out of the animated
Scorpion's
ones,
Revenge and Battle of the Realms, but not that one yet.
Yeah, pick up Snowblind. Out of the animated ones, I would say it's second behind Scorpion's Revenge. So I would say Battle of the Realms is the weakest out of the animated.
All three of those, my favorite is still Scorpion's Revenge.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out of the animated Mortal Kombat movies.
Yep. All right, Roger.
All right, so this is pick number 2, correct?
Yep, number 2.
Okay, yeah. So both my 1 and 2 ended up getting picked. So I'll resort to my extras here. All right. This is a recent release, and this is Tetris. So I don't know if anybody's seen this yet. This is the story more so of how Tetris came to us, came to our hands, came to our consoles, our TV screens. And Taron Egerton is a great actor. I love him as Elton John. He's really great in the Kingsman series as well. But I knew a little bit about the story, but not enough. And now I know a lot more, and I'm really glad I do. The story's really fascinating. The soundtrack is great. That's something I'm always excited about, a good soundtrack. And the editing is really good too. Random moments in the movie, the whole movie will go pixelated, and it's really just really fascinating. So Tetris would have been an honorable mention, but it'll take my number 2 spot.
Where is that streaming at?
Apple.
Apple.
Okay.
Yep, Apple.
Everyone's raving about that movie. Like, there's not. I mean, people just won't stop talking about how great it is, and we can't wait to watch it. We just haven't gotten a chance, but like literally everyone loves it. So
I think that's the one streaming service I do not have, so I'm a little upset by that.
I think you can probably do a free trial for at least a week or a month.
Okay.
Actually,
I'll look into that.
If
Or
you
is it a year?
download,
Is it a full year?
well, what I did, if you download the Tetris app and you win, like I think the first level, they give you 3 months of Apple for free.
wow.
Yeah, because
tie-in. I like that.
Yeah, I have Apple for 3 months, and as soon as that 3 months is up, I'll probably cancel it. But that's how I watch that.
As one does.
That's cool.
Nice.
All right. So my number 2 runner-up, Mortal Kombat, of course. Amazing movie. Roger, how have you not seen this one yet? That is your homework. Everybody needs to see this. I love this movie. It is so entertaining. It's my favorite 90s
That's my favorite of all time.
It's so good. They get the story perfect because they follow the first game. You got all the characters in there. All the costumes look fantastic. It's like a fun fantasy adventure, and you actually get a Mortal Kombat tournament in the movie. Imagine that. I mean, it's so shocking, right? So it is a ton of fun. I mean, Shang Tsung is great in the movie. You can't do better than him. Terry Tagawi, I think his name is. He's an awesome actor. But everybody is perfect in this movie. I mean, Kano, Johnny Cage, Sonya, Liu Kang. It's great.
It's really well cast. Everyone's really well casted.
Well casted. Like everything in this movie, to me, they get spot on. All the production design is great. The music, the soundtrack.
The music. I mean,
come on.
dude, that song, forget about it, dude.
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. To me, I don't like electronic music really, but that Mortal Kombat song I can play on repeat. This movie is perfection. I don't know how anybody cannot like that movie. It's so good. Has everybody else seen Mortal Kombat 95?
I believe so, yeah. You've seen
that,
it, right?
That movie was a big part of my childhood, as we were saying earlier.
It's my favorite of all time.
It used to scare me too. There's a recurring theme of these movies, but there's that scene where Sub-Zero and Scorpion walk onto the boat, and you meet them for the first time, and there's like that music playing. Can you hear it? Can you hear it in your head? That music used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. I had nightmares about it, and like in hindsight, a lot of the movies that used to scare me as kids have gone on to be like some of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and because I love that movie so much, that's why the new one I was really let down with. I was so disappointed with the new one, but I'm still hopeful for the sequel. Because this movie does have some cool things in it. The fighting choreography, the fatalities, that's all there. To me, the problems were really the writing and the directing.
Yeah.
Like, you had like first-time writers and directors, and you can tell the pacing of the movie was so off. Like, we spent so much time in the middle area just like chit-chatting and not doing much. And then all the fighting, pseudo tournament part like went 10 minutes at the end, fast forward. I'm like, what?
The R rating.
This is not a 3-act structure how you're supposed to follow here.
So the R rating is the best thing I think it has going for it.
What I did like, what I really love is how they took the fatalities from some of the more recent games, like especially Kung Lao's head fatality.
Yes. Where he slices the broad in half. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That's what
Vampire. Her name is Natara.
I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Breach.
It's that movie that has some deep cut Mortal Kombat characters, like some ones that are a little less popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which was cool too.
So that's what I think they need to do. Like, give us the fatalities, the fighting choreography of the new one, but then just stick with the storyline of the video games. The storylines are perfect. That's all you gotta do.
If you could take those things and like put them together, you'd have like the perfect Mortal
And
Kombat.
the techno soundtrack.
Yes.
So
Keep the song.
And-
Do not get rid of the song.
And I would agree that the R rating for the new one is a savior because I saw the original back in theaters way back when, and my friends and I, we kind of left a little disappointed because it was PG-13, so it was all watered down. We were like, what happened? Where's all the blood and the guts that we wanted to see? So over the years, I've grown up I like it a little more, but the new one, with all those things in it, I actually do enjoy a little bit more, even though it does have problems with the writing. I'll agree totally with you, Mike.
Well, I'll try and check it out this weekend. I might
it's so
I might
good.
I might watch that one and then maybe rewatch this one. See if maybe my opinions changed.
Roger,
hopefully.
I don't know how that one would be for you. Like, you would still probably enjoy it, but it's weird to go back to, and especially watching it for the first time. Like the movies from that time, especially, are just like super
early CGI.
You got the 90s cheesiness for sure.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know. I'd be curious to know what you think of it, if it works.
Yeah,
if it works.
Well, I mean, I will say I don't know who decided. Let's take this game that is ultra violent. Heads chopped off, everything's all body parts flying everywhere, and let's make it PG-13. Like
studio executives, you gotta make.
Well, yeah,
making money. You gotta get everyone. Gotta get people.
Yeah, but I don't think the PG-13 really hurts the movie. To me, I think a rated R would have enhanced the movie and probably made it even better. But I don't think, because it's PG-13, it destroys the movie in any way. So.
No,
I think we still have some great fight sequences, like Liu Kang and Reptile.
Yeah,
that's an amazing.
I like Scorpion versus Johnny Cage too.
Oh, so good. Johnny Cage has like the best moments in there, and then with Goro, oh gosh, Goro in the new movie was awful. Goro in the 95
they wasted
movie
Goro in the first one. They wasted him.
It was ridiculous. Like literally, what, he's having some farm battle and then he's just off to right away. Like, what?
And I'm like, what? Like, that's it? Like, now Goro's just gone? Like, you blew your load with Goro. Like, come on, man. That's what we keep. I don't know. And the CGI, like, I know you couldn't do practical Goro in 2021 or 2022, whenever, but still, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you're going to do CGI, give us better CGI. Like,
yeah. It wasn't quite there for me.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Film Addiction saying Cheap Thrills sounds great. Yeah, that's one I never heard of, but you all sold me on that, so gotta check it out. Craig is saying Hunger Games if you didn't mention it. I don't think that's a game though, right? It's just based off the books, right? Unless you count that as a game, do you count that like them actually fighting to the death? That is the game.
Like the Olympic game.
That definitely counts. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, for sure.
If Running Man counts, Hunger Games counts.
Yeah, fair enough. I did like the first Hunger Games, but I felt like in the second one, halfway, it kind of lost its way and becomes way different, all political and stuff. I'd rather them just keep to the tournament. I'm a sucker for tournaments. What can I say?
Yeah, I really like the Hunger Games movies up until like the fourth one, I think. I think they did really good with the series. I'm excited for the new one. I hope it'll be somewhat decent. I've heard it comes out in like 2.5 months, and I don't think we've actually seen the trailer. We haven't had a poster.
No,
I believe so. Or it comes out really soon. I'd heard somewhere. So
that's not.
And I had read some of the book that the new movie's based off of, so it should be pretty interesting, I'd hope. So yeah, if it's done right, I believe that's Lionsgate. So
yeah, you're right that there's been like no marketing at all yet, which is bizarre. But I know it comes out either the weekend before or after the Marvels does. So that's
I didn't even have any idea
November
this movie was coming out. Like you guys mentioning a new Hunger Games movie, right?
I'm totally wrong, but
I've never heard of this before until now. Like this is brand new to me.
They made another the author wrote another spin-off. There might even be more than one spin-off, but I think it's set in the past.
It's called Song.
Yeah, it takes place before the actual Hunger Games started, and it's more so how the games began, I want to say. November comes out.
November 17th. But still,
Okay.
though, you would think we would get like a poster or something.
We should get a trailer soon, then, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I'd hope so. Yeah.
Snake.
All right, we got a Film Addiction saying good kills in Mortal Kombat, and it looked really good, but that's it for me. Yeah, I was kind of feeling the same one with that new one. Yep. All right, so we are now on to number one. Yes, first favorite game movie. So let's see what we got for first place. Mark, what do we got?
All right. Number one. First of all, I'm glad none of my picks got taken. I'm pretty sure everyone I've went with. I'm sure you guys had one after. We're going to pick it, but I'm pretty fortunate for that. So, Rounders is my number one. This is this has to be the best poker movie ever made. I think. I don't know that anything really comes close to this. It's got a great cast: Edward Norton, Matt Damon, John Malkovich is great. He's this Russian. I guess he would be a mob boss. And John Turturro has a small side role in it, but he's very good with the little screen time that he does get. And this is just about Matt Damon plays this guy who has a job, but his real passion is playing poker. And they're called rounders. Like they're like career pool players, but they're not quite professional. So he spends a lot of his savings playing pool, and it backfires, and though he has to build his way back up to get his bankroll back, which is all the money that he lost. And this is just one of those movies that's incredibly watchable. Like, you guys have movies like that where, like, if it's on, you have to watch it, and you can't.
Oh yeah.
You can't do anything else but watch it. Or you might not be planning on watching it, but then you start and you're like, well, I'm finishing this. That's how Rounders is for me. So if you guys like playing Texas Hold'em, or you like any of these actors, you should watch Rounders.
Yeah, I've never heard of that movie, so great recommendation.
Isn't it so good? I feel
Rounders
like
is awesome. Rounders is awesome. Good movie.
I forgot about it for this, by the way. I forgot about the pool movies and the poker movies. I don't know what I was thinking, but I forgot about all of those. So great choice.
Thank you,
dude.
It's very good.
I've surprisingly never heard of this movie, so I'm gonna have to add it to my watch list.
It flies under the radar. People don't talk about it, but I think I watched it on Netflix for the first time years ago, and I was like, "This is incredible."
Oh,
and yeah, it's very good.
Apparently, I have heard of it because it's already in my watch list.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So,
as it should be.
All right, Dell, number one.
All right. I've been in and out of camera here last few minutes because I thought of the movie that I really want for my number one, and somebody hinted at it in the chat, but I can't put my hands on it. So I'm going to show what the movie is, and it is Battle Royale.
Ooh.
And this is the real precursor to the Hunger Games. Matter of fact, I'm going to say it. I'm here. The Hunger Games just ripped off Battle Royale, just point blank. It just flat ripped it out, ripped it off. The difference here is that it's only students. It's in Japan. It's only students are taken to this small island and made to fight it out. And this comes after the country's youth has become so unruly that this is the only way to deal with them, kind of sort of thing. And they have to survive the weekend. And basically, they wind up having to kill each other, and with one person being the true survivor. And they get all the fame and glory at the end. And yeah, the Hunger Games just flat ripped it off, and watered it down because, like we were talking about with Mortal Kombat and the PG-13, this is a hard R as far as violence is concerned.
Oh yeah.
So definitely, if you like the Hunger Games and you wanted a little more action, a little more oomph to it, check out Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Dude,
it is a foreign, so it's got subtitles too. So that's one thing that is worth mentioning. Some people don't like subtitles. If that's that's fine, but it's very worth a watch. Good pick though. I didn't even think about that.
Dude, I don't know why I take a liking to movies. Like, there's a couple I could think of to like kind of like Hunger Games and Battle Royale. Have you guys ever seen Belko Experiment?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
That-
That's
yeah.
a fun movie.
Whew.
Dude,
Yes.
that's one of my favorites. Like, and I know it's not video game related, but it is one of my favorites.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Very
Yep.
cool.
I love that movie.
I guess that constitutes a game, right? Like a real sadistic game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could
Oh,
be. That one might. That could
shit.
be. It could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Oh.
get really wild with this idea because then do we start counting Saw? Like, I want to play.
I almost thought about that, but I don't really
no.
like Saw that much.
Dude, I
did think about
I just see. I just thought of a movie. One of my favorite movies. I have a poster outside for it, and it's technically a game. And I just thought of it. So, because my last two picks I had for number one are not that very good because they're like extras. So I don't want to use them as number one. So let's see.
All right. So, what do we got, Tracy and Max?
Yeah, so this was tough. Obviously, we actually have quite a few honorable mentions, but I don't know if anyone knows what this game is. I don't know if you could see that, but we chose Labyrinth actually as our number one. We're very into Jim Henson and the creative craftsmanship of every film he put out. I feel like that really feels like you're lost in the labyrinth the entire time. It's got David Bowie. It's very bizarre, but it works. I think it became like a cult classic. It has Dance Magic Dance as a song out of nowhere.
That
Like, you're
hit.
just like, okay, cool, we'll rock with this.
You got his bulge.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
right, yeah. I really think it is. You really don't know where that film is going, and you do feel just as lost in a labyrinth as the main character goes. And it is actually an actual game. So
I grew
we
up with
thought,
it.
I mean, this category is great that he came up with, Mike, for this whole thing, because it again, we were just having a conversation of what genres does this actually include and stuff like that. And so I think it's not necessarily everyone being like, this is the best one ever, but it's literally just like, these are great examples of this type of film. So, I mean, there's so many, but yeah. So we chose Labyrinth.
Yeah. No, Jennifer Connelly's in that, right?
Yeah.
Very young
It's
Jennifer.
like her first role. Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time, so
It's a trip.
yeah. Jim Henson's great though. He
Yeah.
doesn't really miss, I don't think.
Yeah, I still need to see that movie, but that's like a 4K price that never gets discounted. I've been looking at it for like years. I'm like, is this gonna drop like $5-10 now?
Yeah, it's well worth it.
That's awesome.
Dimension. What do we got for first place?
My number one is we'll never take the number one spot. I don't believe at all to this very day, or for 30 years, 40 years. And my number one was your number two, Mike, and that is still Mortal Kombat here.
Yeah.
Without no doubt. Love the cast were perfectly well played, and especially Lord Raiden, played by Christopher Lambert. It's unfortunate. Unfortunately, he never returned. He couldn't return for the sequel. A lot of actors from this first one never returned for Annihilation, unfortunately. But the soundtrack, it keeps me pumped. I listen to it all the time when I'm doing my chores and when I'm playing the games. And I love the fight action sequences. They're awesome. They give me goosebumps. They hold up. Nostalgia. I used to play this movie on VHS from time to time until I accidentally broke it one day, and I was just so mad. But luckily, I found it on DVD, and now I have it on Blu-ray. Mortal Kombat is a classic. The score, the cast, the characters, your fan favorite characters are all in this movie. The fight action sequences are still amazing, with or without blood and so much fatalities. But believe it or not, there are some fatalities, like Shang Tsung's "Your Soul Is Mine."
Yeah.
And even stage fatality. And the Mortal Kombat tournament, and Liu Kang is on the quest mission to avenge the death of his brother killed by Shang Tsung. And Johnny Cage is definitely funny. Sonya Blade is definitely great too.
Oh yeah, perfect choice, and I agree. I loved how you say it's a classic. It is absolutely a classic. That's how everybody should describe Mortal Kombat 95. I agree.
100%.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like you mentioned, there's still those good fatalities. The Shang Tsung, like you said, your soul is mine. Oh, I love that moment.
Scorpion does the thing too, right? Where he like peels his head off and he's like breathing fire. That was a fatality, right?
Fatality, yeah.
Yeah, so they actually have a good amount of them in the first movie there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and Sub-Zero's Frozen one as well. That's a great one.
Yes, can't forget that.
All right, Roger.
Alrighty, so like I said a minute ago, I literally just thought of this. You guys are gonna have to let me know if it even counts. This is The Hunt.
Yeah.
Does this count? What do you
Yes.
guys think?
I like it.
I would
So
say
good.
that definitely counts, yeah.
Oh my god!
All right, yeah.
I forgot about
So-
that one. It's so good.
Yeah, dude, I love this movie. I've seen it like 10 times, I think. Also, I always say this when I talk about this movie. I do not care about politics. That's not why I like the movie. So just keep that in mind. But I find it really enjoyable the way the movie starts. If you've seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, you know that they keep you guessing on who the main character will actually be. And it's really clever. Really wish the movie had seen some better days at the theater, just because this came out right when the pandemic was going.
Yeah,
So it didn't really get. Yeah, I didn't really get that theater experience for a lot of people, and I'd love to have seen this in theaters. So yeah, I've got a theater-sized poster out in my living room for The Hunt. So I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but phenomenal movie, great action, great gore, and yeah.
So Roger, I've never seen that movie before, so apparently I got some homework too.
You have to
Yeah.
watch it.
I gotta watch
Definitely
The Hunt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
watch The
Roger, you gotta watch Mortal Kombat. All right?
All right, it
A deal's a deal.
Mike, that is good. You had that in the tuck, I see.
I had that ready to go. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna pull this out. I don't know when it's gonna fit, but I had it ready.
I love how prepared you've been with
Great.
this. This is all good stuff.
Oh yeah, we're getting high tech around here. So
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
That
thank
girl in that movie is a total badass, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen her in like hardly anything else, which is a shame because she's really cool in that movie.
no, dude. What's his name from? You guys seen Blockers? I forget.
oh
His name's
yeah,
Ike, and his name's Ike something.
Barinholtz
Baron Holtz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
is good.
Glenn Howerton's
Yeah.
in it too, right? He's got a small role in it from Always Sunny. Dennis.
Oh,
He's
I've
one of
not
the
seen
guys-
that show.
He's like one of the guys at the end. In like
is he one of the army, or is he one of the people who's in the hut there? Kind of.
yeah, they're like hiding out in the hut at the end, and like they're
Okay.
Yeah.
he's,
No.
yeah. If you guys have seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's in it, which I love seeing him.
Okay.
Anytime.
He was in the movie Crank and Crank Reloaded, or you remember that?
Is Glenn
Well,
Howerton in those?
And
Glenn Howerton was like the EMS guy in those. And,
no kidding.
oh,
Wow,
it's
man.
amazing.
And if you haven't seen The Hunt, essentially they put a bunch of people on an island, or was it an island? I believe it was an island, correct? Or maybe not. Anyways, they put a bunch of people on a property, and they give them guns, and they start taking fire on them, and they're open hunt.
Yeah,
It's
it's almost
open
like
season on
most-
the humans.
It's kind of like a variation on the Most Dangerous Game, right? Wouldn't that? Because it's like
Mhm.
rich-
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I just read that book, The Most Dangerous Game, which
no
is
kidding.
technically what The Hunt is based off of.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, yeah,
It's a game.
Yep.
Fun deal.
I do find it really interesting how they adapted that movie from the book, because it's kind of like Ready Player One. They're nothing alike,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well, sometimes that's a good thing, where you take the kernel of that idea and then you do something different with it.
oh yeah,
Sometimes
sure.
that can work.
Yeah.
yeah.
all right. So my first place is obviously not Mortal Kombat, since I already called that out. But I think this movie is amazing. It's already been mentioned. So Free Guy, like I said, this was the best movie the year it came out. It has everything: action, comedy. Ryan Reynolds is perfect as Blue Shirt Guy. I mean, come on. every quote he says in the movie, Officer Johnny. I mean, he is just so fun. Don't just have a good day, have a great day. He is perfect in the movie. And this movie makes me want to have bubblegum ice cream. I've never had bubblegum ice cream. I don't know if it's terrible. You all let me know. But the movie makes me want to have that ice cream flavor. But this movie, like I said, it has everything. The visual effects in this movie are perfection. And then, wow, when Taika Waititi shows up as the boss, I almost fell out of my seat laughing. He is hilarious. So this movie is underrated. It's perfection. I love Free Guy. But I have to pick something else, right? Got to follow my own rules. So this definitely is not my number one here, but I'll suggest it since nobody else brought it up. Street Fighter, yay! So not as good as the Mortal Kombat, I will say that. But if you're a Street Fighter fan, you get all the Street Fighter 2 characters in here. And when I say all of them, you get all of them. Maybe not as you remembered them. I will say that, but you do get all the name drops. Yeah, this movie's weird. It is. But hey, Jean-Claude Van Damme's in this movie, so you get decent fighting, I guess you would say. Raul Julia as Bison. So, yeah, you got some name acting talent in there. It's kind of fun. You know, I can watch it. Once again, it's not great, but
It's
I guess
no
it
Mortal
could have been
Kombat.
worse. It's no Mortal Kombat. It's no
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
I've never seen that. So.
I haven't either.
I thought you had this steelbook. No.
Who, me?
Yeah, for some reason I thought you had it. No.
No, I saw it. Was that a Best Buy one?
Did I get it? I know
It was a
wasn't
wide
exclusive
release.
to Best Buy. I got it from Amazon.
Okay, well, I feel like I remember when that came out. It wasn't that long ago, right? But,
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. But this steelbook's amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, I mean, check this one out.
No, it looks sweet.
It's a
Look
good
at
looking
the
steelbook.
back.
That's
Oh my
That is
God.
amazing.
Oh,
Look at that. Bison riding a horse. It gets better. Let me bust this
Napoleon?
out.
that's gorgeous.
It's got slip too.
That's badass.
It gets better. Look at the inside. The inside's awesome as
Oh
well.
my God.
Look at that. But
I
not
like
only
when
that,
you,
it gets better than that.
Oh, Jesus.
So you guys remember, right? The Bison dollars in there, right?
Oh
Look
my
at this.
goodness.
You got your Bison bucks.
No.
Wow.
When that currency takes off, I'm ready to go. Got 100 Bison bucks. Gonna be rolling in the dough right there.
That's incredible.
I'm telling you, that steelbook is fantastic. So it's only Blu-ray, but for $20, that's a steal. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Got all the bells and whistles for that one.
Mhm. They went all out for Street Fighter. So if you're a Street Fighter fan, that's like the best release. Can't
That's
go wrong
awesome.
with that. Yeah.
I
Well, has
saw that
anybody
in
seen
theaters
that?
too.
Oh, so Del, you've seen it. Has anybody else seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's
Better than Double Dragon.
Oh, God.
wow. It's worth seeing for Raul Julia chewing scenery. He's taking it to the hilt. He's playing it close for it.
Oh yeah, and I believe that's his last movie he acted
I think
in.
so.
If I remember correctly.
I think so.
The special features on that disc are amazing too. Like they go into all the background and all the characters. Like, and apparently it was pretty sad that Raul Julia was like sick during that time, so that's why he looked skinnier and he had to really try to work out a little bit more to get to a level he could act in the movie. But special features like making of, documentaries, interviews on there, it goes into everything. So it's pretty interesting. All right, so that's all our first places then, right? Yes, our number one.
Yeah.
So we'll go into then our honorable mentions and just kind of closing out, promoting anything you'd like on your channel. And then also, if anybody wants to throw out any video game titles they think should be made into a movie, go for that as well. But Mark, what do we got?
I've got a stack here of honorable mentions that I'll just run through real quick. You got The Game.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
David Fincher.
A game.
Yes, so good.
It's a literal game. I just watched this not very long ago, and it's very good. You got that. Dodgeball. See, I started getting into like weird territory where it's like these are games, but they're also sports. So I try not to pick any of these, but Dodgeball.
That's a good one.
Jumanji was brought up. Ready Player One. I've got this triple pack of Mortal Kombat and Annihilation and this Legacy thing that I've never seen, but I've got it. So Color of Money. This is a
Yes.
great. This is like honestly one of my favorites of all time. I play pool a lot, so this is like the combination of my two favorite things, which is pool and movies. Scott Pilgrim. I'm surprised nobody talked about this tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this in a very long time, so I couldn't in good conscience pick it, but this is one. And then another sports one, The Sandlot. So
Oh yeah.
Good ones.
yeah, so those are honorable mentions. As far as what's coming on the channel, just today I got my Kino Lorber haul in, so I'm gonna probably do a haul video on that. So I might film that tonight, but it might be pushed to tomorrow because I want to watch some of those movies that I just got. But look out for that. And then I'm doing my Sell It or Shelve It series that I started, where I'm going through my collection and watching movies that I've owned for a while but never watched, and then watching them for the first time and then deciding if I want to keep them or sell them. So I've been doing those, and yeah, that's about it so far. So,
And Mark, you mentioned Mortal Kombat Legacy, right?
yeah, is that like
triple pack? It's really good. Watch those 2 seasons because it gave you both seasons. I'm guessing.
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
It's 2 seasons.
Watch them both. They are great, and literally you can get through it in like 3-4 hours. They're very short episodes.
Yeah,
but I think those seasons are better than the new Mortal Kombat movie, in my opinion. So, yeah.
All right.
Yes, and Mark, one thing too. If you love The Color of Money, it's a fantastic choice. Obviously, you would probably love the precursor to that, which was The Hustler with Paul Newman.
I've seen that. I have it over here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I love
Color of Money. Yeah,
and it's a Scorsese movie, which is crazy. And I just love the idea of making a sequel to this movie from the '60s.
Yeah.
And you've got Paul Newman still, and it's they make a really great double feature. I mean, they're both so good. I prefer Color of Money because it focuses more on 9-ball, which is I like to play. But
cool.
Yeah, they're both great.
And you know what? I think we'll see more of that because I mean, Top Gun Maverick was from a franchise decades old.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna try to revive some movies and make them into franchises. So who knows?
Yeah, there's not a lot of pool movies, but the ones I've seen are all good.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Yeah.
All right, I got a pretty big stack here, so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. First one I'm gonna mention is in this box set, in this Bruce Lee box set. One of the movies is called Game of Death, and that is one where Bruce Lee basically, to save the day, he has to go into this tower and fight his way to the top of the tower. It's some iconic fight scenes, including one with legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but the movie overall is not so good. He had passed in the middle of making it, and I'll stop and leave that at that. And a couple of more movies that are actually not good, but they are video game based, and I caught them for $1 at Dollar Tree. So there are movies for Tekken and Tekken 2.
Oh shit! Whoa. I did not know that existed.
Yes, they exist. Now for my real honorable mentions, this one would actually really be my number one, but I wanted to talk about some movies that don't get as much shine, but Scott Pilgrim, so great mention with that one, Mark.
There you go.
Hardcore Henry. It's not based on a game. It became a game later, but it was a first. The whole movie's so definitely check out that. The whole movie shot like first person shooter. The original Tron.
Nice. That's a good one. That and Tron Legacy. I'm surprised.
Yeah, really good.
Well, there's Tron Legacy, which is I like even better.
Great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack, great visuals.
Daft Punk.
Poker movie, Molly's Game, based on a true story.
Yes.
Very good.
Good one.
Very cool.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. We talked about it briefly. We did, of course, we talked about Wreck-It Ralph. Movie I grew up with, The Last Starfighter.
Cool.
If you don't know anything about The Last Starfighter, the main character, he plays a video game, and he gets his score is so good that aliens become aware of it, and they come down and recruit him to help him save their planet. So,
wow.
And nobody mentioned Rampage. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And we talking about Mortal Kombat movies, of course. Yep, I do have Annihilation, Battle of the Realms, And you guys were just talking about these right here on that set you have, Mark. They only gave you the first season because I had that set at one point, but there is a second season, and I don't think it's on that set.
Okay, that's cool that those all have Blu-rays. Wasn't that like a web series or something?
Yeah, it was a web series.
Okay,
and then,
even on YouTube.
That's cool.
You can probably watch them all on YouTube.
They're on. You can either watch them on YouTube or go on HBO Max, or you can still buy them on DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I did consider doing this, but I didn't. But I pulled out Saw. So.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All done.
Good mentions.
Great choices. Yeah. All right, Tracy and Max.
All right.
Yeah, so one we wanted to mention, but we, again, in good conscience, hadn't seen in a very long time, is Searching for Bobby Fischer, which is a chess film.
Movie.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because like I think we both saw it in theaters with our parents, and then I rewatched it again with my parents multiple times and really liked it, but I just haven't seen it in so long. Also, shout out to Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry when they are doing on SNL, they do the cheerleaders that like are the drop, like they couldn't make the cheerleading squad, and then they go to a chess game on one of their skits and they're like, Bobby Fischer, where is he? I don't know. Bobby Fischer. Yeah, it's all that stuff is so fun. Obviously that has nothing to do with the film, but it makes me laugh every time. So then Game Night was also one of our honorable mentions for sure. Actually, a film he showed me recently in the past 2 years was The Wizard. I don't know if you want to speak a little bit about that, but it's a great film.
Yeah, I love showing people that. Like, it took me a while as a child to rent that because I was like, "What is this?" And it's just a big Nintendo commercial.
Yeah, tell them a little bit if you want. What The Wizard is.
Oh, a savant video game player goes to the championship in California. And they play some games along the way, and they're being chased by, let's see, Beau Bridges and Christian Slater.
Yeah, isn't Fred Savage in it?
Yeah, Fred Savage film. And the girl from Rilo Kiley was in it. That's a good one.
Late 80s. So that's a great one to check out. And Clue was also on our honorable mentions. A couple TV shows, just because we had to. Queen's Gambit. I did not know who Anya Taylor-Joy was, even though I did see Split prior to Queen's Gambit. That's a fantastic mini series, one season, as well as Squid Game, obviously, and Bandersnatch. That was brought up in the chat. It is wild, and I didn't even know if that was considered a film because it's part of Black Mirror. But it is really cool if you want to spend a night trying to go through it, trying different you actually are on Netflix and you're just like yes, no, yes, and you like choose different options and stuff. It's very creative, so it's very awesome. And then the film, actually his favorite movie is one,
The Big Lebowski. I almost forgot about
the bowling movie. So
I guess it's all about trying to do the league championship.
Yes. And then I just have one more thing to say because it should be made into a film, and I made a whole video about it on my YouTube channel, and that's Kingdom Hearts. I think Disney now is like really jealous that Nintendo made so much money off of their film, and they do have an actual video game IP that could be endless and create a whole new franchise. So I really want to champion Kingdom Hearts as being a film for Disney to make as a video game. So, or vice versa. Yeah.
Oh, and
that'd be awesome.
What's upcoming with your channel?
Oh, just more reviews. We'll probably do a couple live streams. I just saw Beau's Afraid. I did a review of that pretty early. It's a non-spoiler review. I might do a spoiler review at some point. But I'm still getting over that movie. So not that it's bad, but it's a lot. So I'm just more reviews and fun on the channel and talking about movies, and you guys are all awesome. So yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Got Kingdom Hearts right here. I had to go and grab it when you started.
Yes.
These are big parts of my childhood too.
Yes.
I love these games. They're very special to me. So that's
Mike,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention for my channel. Big thing is Movie Swap. I'm doing pretty much weekly, and next Tuesday or this upcoming Tuesday, my guest is going to be Sue from Movies with Sue.
Nice.
Awesome.
Excellent.
That's great.
All right, and Dimension Scott.
All right, I got a big stack of honorable mentions here. I got my PS4 games out here because this series did not get a physical release yet, but it definitely will. and I want to give some love to The Last of Us. The first season is based on the original game, and I can't wait to see what they do in season 2. It might be controversial, it might be not, but Last of Us Part 2 is very controversial game, and I'm really enjoyed playing it for myself. It's on HBO Max. And then Mortal Kombat Conquest Series here on DVD.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I got both animated Mortal Kombat, Scorpion's Revenge, and Battle of the Realms. I still need to get the third one. And Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. I cannot wait for the third one.
Nice.
And the last one here, maybe no one probably never expected, and that is The Matrix Resurrection, because Thomas Anderson is a game designer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
All right. And anything upcoming on your channel, Dimension?
Yes, I have a planned Blu-ray haul where I go over everything I picked up from last month and this month.
Oh,
for sure.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. And then, Roger, I'm going to go to you and talk for a little while so I can go run and get another movie.
Alrighty. Perfect. My not so honorable mentions, because while I do like these movies, they're not exactly Citizen Kane. The Angry Birds movie. I grew up playing Angry. I grew up playing Angry Birds like on an iPad. I played all of them: the Pigs, the Transformers, Star Wars, Space, Rio. So that movie. Also, Pixels with Adam Sandler. I really like that movie. I know it's not, it's not great, but it has a lot of great video game IP in it, and I have some good experiences with that. Let's see. For my channel, what do I got coming up? I have a Killer Goats unboxing coming up soon. I have a A24 shop unboxing coming soon. Once I get all that shelving stuff up, I'm probably gonna do a video putting all that together. Also, the documentary we've been working on. So I'm really busy content wise. Might not seem like it by the amount I post, but working on stuff. So
I'm kind of jealous of you, Roger, because I think there's nothing more relaxing than like organizing movies. Does that sound weird? But I love putting like alphabetizing. Like I don't know. I enjoy that.
I don't know. If you had asked me yesterday, I would have. I'd moved like 2,000 movies off the shelf and like 400 Funko Pops. I was like dripping in sweat. I was so tired.
You got twice as many movies as I do, then. So maybe it's not as fun for you, but.
All right. So just a couple honorable mentions here. So for a card playing movie, The Sting, you got some poker and gambling in there. Best Picture winner. It's a really good classic movie. It's very twisty. So if you like those kind of movies, definitely check out The Sting. So really good.
I've always wanted to see it. Yeah.
It's another Paul Newman one, right?
Yeah. Is it Paul?
Yeah, it's Paul Newman, Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. Yep.
Yeah, what a combo.
Oh, and then the movie I had to run and go get because I totally forgot. I forgot we consider chess a game, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Okay. So nobody ever talks about this movie. It is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So I love this movie way more than Mortal Kombat, Free Guy, all of those great movies. Life of a King. Has anybody heard of this movie?
I've never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of that one. Got me
See
there.
this movie. You got Cuban Gooding Jr. in it in the lead role. It's amazing. So pretty much, if you like Coach Carter, very similar kind of movie. You have Cuban Gooding Jr.'s character who goes to prison for quite some time because he, gets caught up in the wrong stuff. But then he gets released and he actually starts working at a school. He becomes like a janitor, but then he takes over detention and he starts teaching the kids about life through the game of chess. And like these kids are wild, very disruptive, but he starts to help them out by teaching them chess and relating it to life. He's like, hey, if you're good at chess, you're good at life because you can think many moves ahead. Early on, I wasn't thinking ahead. I was just moving pieces without looking at the end game. So I'm telling you, this movie has depths and layers, and this movie makes me cry. Every time you want to get me emotional, I will be bawling in tears with this movie. So, Life of a King, if you like emotional movies, I'm telling you, this movie is so inspirational. I love it. No one ever talks about it, though.
I've literally never heard of that. What?
I'm gonna put that on my list. Yeah.
Life of a King.
Do you know what year that's from?
Oh, it's recent. It has to be within the last decade or so.
Okay.
I think the first time I saw it was on TV. I think it was on like Showtime, something like that. But I saw it and I'm like, I love this movie. And I literally watched it right again after my first viewing. And I'm like, I need this movie. So luckily I went on Amazon. They had a Blu-ray at the time. Hopefully it's still on Amazon because I'm telling you, it's worth it. And I think it was cheap too. I think it was like $10 or something. But it's so good. I love that movie.
That's very cool.
Oh, and then for my channel, of course, I'm posting videos almost every day. This weekend, a lot of out of the theater reactions because it's a stacked weekend for movies. We got Evil Dead Rise, we got Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. So definitely we'll have some reactions of that. My next live stream will be I believe Tuesday night. That's going to be my Kino Lorber post-game sale roundtable type of style where we're showing off all of our pickups, giving recommendations. So if you love that boutique label, you definitely want to stop on by. I'm going to have another awesome panel for that.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah, that's pretty much what's going on for my channel. And then I'm so excited for some video game show projects that are coming up. Apparently, they're working on a Twisted Metal game series. So. Yeah. I love that franchise. That's my second favorite video game franchise behind Mortal Kombat. I would have preferred a movie, but whatever. I'll take the TV shows. And then apparently they're working on something with God of War as well, right? Aren't they doing a TV series?
Yeah, I feel like I've heard about that as well.
And I heard rumors about a Horizon Zero Dawn series.
I heard about that as well. Yeah, so I'm excited for all those projects. I think all those are great ideas for movie adaptations. Yep. But that's it from me. So everybody have a great night out there. Thank you so much, panel, for joining in. And thank you so much, audience, for all the comments and just having a great time talking some movies based around games. So have a great night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Go watch some Mortal Kombat now.